imeko yayisithini xa usukuthelekisana nombona kwakho nendlela omqaphela ngayo.
Into endandiqaphele ngayo ubhuta ngumntu owayesoloko ethule kuyo yonke laa process.
What I took note from Buddha is that he was quiet throughout the whole process, my Lord. But ek van Buddha kan gesien het is dat Buddha die hele tyd stil was gedurende die proses.
And then just one thing, you referred in your testimony and you said that Buddha told you that during that day they were in the shack and they were smoking together. That is him, Rens and Stefano.
Uthi-ke wena kubungqina bakucacisa into yoba wathi uBuddha yena ngale mini babehleli ke kweli phetombe inguye uRens noStefano betshaya. Yes, that's correct.
He told you the one was staying close to where they stayed and the other one stays in Arends Street.
Uye wathi wena ke omnye waba bantu bahleli nabo wahlala kufitshana lapho bahlala khona, omnye ehlala eArends Street. Hier toe gesê dat een van hulle naby van hulle bly en die ander in Arends Straat. Correct, so one was staying close by where we were residing, my Lord, and the other one was staying in Arends Street.
Which one was which?
Ngomphi obehlala kufitshane ngophi ehlala eArends Street.
Stefano ehlala eArends Street.
Stefano was residing in Arends Street. Stefano gebly in Arends Straat.
En Arends ehlala close by ehlala.
Rens was staying close by where they were residing. And Rens het 'n naby gebly waar hulle gewoon het.
Now you did go to Rens's house, according to your testimony. Did you go to Stefano's house in Arends Street?
Uthi-ke kubungqina bakho uthe izolo loba ndiyile endlini kaRens. Ngapha kwaStefano eArends Street uyile?
No, zange siye ngobusuku.
No, we didn't go that night. Ons sê die aand daar hiermee.
Do you know this Stefano?
Ingaba uStefano lo uyamazi?
Ngokomsebenzi wami umuntu endake ndadibana naye ngaphambilini.
As per my work, my Lord, it's someone I met before. As per my werk het ek hom al ontmoet tevore.
Thank you. You can leave it there. Thank you, my Lord. Nothing further.
The same question was put to the witness yesterday, and the witness answer was, I don't know Stefano. Ask God, please.
Thank you, Lord. I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Fight this over. It is loud enough.
Okay, I can hear you.
Thank you. Mr. Gordon, you want me to address you as Mr. or Constable?
ufuna ndibiza nomhlekazi kanye constable. Ngiyakhethe.
Noma kanjani akunqaba.
Either way, no problem.
What you started at the beginning, on the 19th of February, your evidence was that you became aware of a complaint about a missing person.
Into ichazileyo ukuthi wena umhla we-19 kaFebruary 2024 waye waqaphela ukufumana umyalezo okanye isikhalazo malunga nomuntu olahlekileyo.
Kunjani?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Remember the person from Masvas.
What I just want you, and I hope I didn't miss it in your evidence, I just want to confirm with you is that how did you become aware of this? Did you get a phone call? Did somebody come to the police station? Where were you? Were you at the police station? Were you on duty?
Ndifuna ndikuqiniseke uba mhlawumbi yandiphazamisa mhlawumbi mhlawumbi uvela kwindlela iyo. Ndifuna uqonda ke ngexesha ke ndifumana esi sikhalazo okanye lo mla malunga nokulahleka komuntu. Ufumene use-police station, usemsebenzini, kwenzeke njani?
Ndandiphangele ndisemotweni as a passenger no-Constable Kobese sifumene isikhalazo via radio control.
I was at the work as a passenger with Constable Kobese. Then we received the complaint over radio. Opida was at the position with Constable Kobese, but also gekregen door de radio.
So you were at the police station and you heard the message on the radio.
The police station was on the scholars on the radio.
No, it was the police station.
That is not what I'm saying.
Trying to establish.
When I was asking where they were, you could be saying that at the police station that you received a call of the evidence was now that he was capacitated to be able to Constable Kobese. Whether they were talking to the police station or not, that we can
Your evidence is that you were a passenger in a vehicle with Kobese.
Then to go with passenger when you got Constable Kobese.
Kunjalo.
That is correct, my lord. This arrest was associated with Constable Kobese.
So when you said you were at the police station, were you parked at the police station or were you driving around?
Xa usithi ke police station benipakile okanye benijikeleza.
Khange ndise police station but sasisemotweni sisenza i-duties zethu as normal.
I didn't say we were at the police station. We were in the vehicle doing our normal duties, my lord, as witness says. Ons was nie by die polisie en ons was besig om ons dienste te verrig.
Do you recall who gave you the message on the radio?
Ingaba usakhumbula na ubani owaninika lo myalezo ku-radio?
Kunjalo.
That's correct. Ek kan geloof before ons hierdie berig gegee het oor radio.
Who was that?
Ngubani?
Sergeant Titis owayephambili ngaphakathi.
So Sergeant Titis was the person at the charge office. So Sergeant Titis was the person who was by the aanklaagkantoor.
So it's Sergeant who? Titis, is that T-I-E-T-I-E-S?
Witness used his head, he said, yes, my lord.
So I assume that you got the message from Sergeant Titis over the radio. Did you get instructions from him where you should go?
Ndiyayamkela into yoba uthi ndafumana umyalezo okanye isikhalazo nasimana ku-Titis phayana e-police station. Ingaba unichazele uma kufuneke ndiyephi ndawoni?
Kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord. Dis reg so ons gesê waarom te gaan.
And the instruction that you remember you got, was that an address that you were given or one name?
Lo myalelo ke nawunikwa mhlawumbi i-address okanye ligama.
Ligama lendawo.
It was the name of the place, my lord. It is the plek van dit is naam van die plek waar ons moet eens gaan.
No, it's not. All already known, and also from your evidence, that the missing person and the person who you spoke to was Kelly Smith, accused 3. How did you know where to find her in the area? The area we know is Middlecourse. How did you know where in Middlecourse to go?
Uthi ke kusovile ke ukuba umuntu ke makube chaphazeleka ke kuphele mangalesithathu. Njengoba usithi ke naye kule ndawo ke yachaziwe anisazi abafune kweyiphi indawo kweyiphi address.
Njengoba ngishilo ukuba kwakuthiwa kuseMiddlecourse kwindawo yaseDryhoek.
As I testified, my Lord, the message was that it's in Middlecourse and a place named Driehoek. So voor een getegeld waren, die bericht was het geweest dat het gebeurde in Middlecourse en een plek met de naam van Driehoek.
My instructions are from Mr. Wallace that the informal settlement is a lot of orchies. I'd say in inverted commas, orchies. They don't have street names, they have numbers. You agree with that?
Uthi ke umapolisi nje umuntu endimeleyo ke uthi ke yena le ndawo ke indawo enamatyotyombha amaninzi ke kwaye akho magama ezitalato ke ivuma loo nto leyo.
Ngicela ngithethisele yini engathethanga ngayo.
Which place are we there?
Middlecourse.
Middlecourse.
Middlecourse Driehoek, you just said it was
Middlecourse Driehoek.
In Driehoek, it's not an information, I'm self-made.
Eh?
In Driehoek, I don't know which is anywhere.
Driehoek is not a place of informal settlement, my Lord.
Let's just get this clear. When you got to the place, I want you. Thank you.
Whether there is more than one area within the Middlecourse area, because the way I understand he was told by the radio to drive in Middlecourse. It might be because we are TC yesterday, which is whether it's the same area so maybe just clarify the lay of the land and next year.
Thank you, Madam. Mr. Kongota, the name and the address, Middlecourse, Titi, is my instructions is where the accused lived with Kelly. Is that the same as Driehoek?
Uthi ke le Middlecourse kulapha hlala khona umangalelwa kunye noKelly. Ingaba ikho iDriehoek enayo?
No,
No, my Lord, not. Let us see of the break.
So when you got to Driehoek, I assume that you went to Driehoek, correct?
Nile Driehoek. Yes. I'm just going to Driehoek.
Sorry. Where in Driehoek did you go? Was there a street name?
The Driehoek ibalisiya phaniena endawoni ingaba khona igama lestrato.
Sile eDriehoek sajikela kwistrato esiyipita Mugama.
We went to Driehoek, then we get to a street with the name of Peter Mukaba. Once to the Driehoek, and so in a pattern with the name of Peter Mukaba Strat.
Am I correct in saying that you went to Driehoek, you went to Peter Mukaba Street, and then where did you see? Did you go to an address? Is there a number in Peter Mukaba?
Nile ke Driehoek, nangena kustrat Peter Mukaba. Niye na yake address kanye ndweni ngiyokubani khona pha.
Njengoba kwamloko inamba yenu sayizamiswa esisi endleleni.
As we did not have the address to the house, two ladies stopped us in the road. Aangezien ons nie adres van die huis gehad het nie, het 2 dames ons in die pad gestop.
Continue, please tell us what did these women say to you?
Ungaqhubekeka uchaza ukubala athi nabanenakazi kuwe.
babe babini omnye eli-colored omnye ngumxhosa
There were two of them, my lord, a Xhosa lady and a colored lady.
but lona ongumxhosa wayemele kudana kulona weli-colored njengoba eseza kwi-policeman.
But the Xhosa lady was standing a little bit far from the colored lady who came towards the police van. Die Xhosa dame het op die verder gestaan vanaf die dame wat het leerling was, wat naar die vangbad toe gekomen het.
What did this colored lady tell you?
Laat zien hoe een colored lady, colored.
Ufike emotweni esithi ubuye emsebenzini wafika i-boyfriend yakhe ingekho endlini nomntana.
She said to us, when I came from work, my boyfriend and my daughter was not at home. So he said, if ons toe by die huis aankom, was my dochter en my kerel nie by die huis nie.
And sekulithuba bengekho.
And she further said, it has been some time that they have been gone. So he said to further that partytjie is wat hulle weg is.
This colored lady, when you saw her, did you recognize her? Did you know who she is? Did she give her,
Elinenekazi ke utshiza elikhaladi.
did she give you her name?
Elinenekazi ke uthi wena likhaladi ngaba uyalazi, ngaba unika amagama lakhe.
Ngalamzuzu hayi.
At that stage, no, my lord, obari kumbula dunia.
You listened to what she was saying, and am I right in assuming that later on, during the course of the evening, you found out who that woman is, that you saw their photo? Isn't that true?
Lilonke ke zangachaza uba yena ngubani kodwa ke obabusuku nje kwakuqhubekekwa nje wayewalazi igama lakhe ngubani.
Kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct. This rest of the later and kon vir se was.
And who was it?
Yena ngubani yena elinenekazi.
Wazibiza ngoba nguKelly.
She named herself as Kelly. Sy het haar naam genoem as Kelly.
Now, while you were there in Peter Street, did you ask whose house is that? Where you are now, whose house is that? Did you ask her whether she lives there?
Ngelixa ke nipha Peter Mokaba Street, ingaba mbuzi le indlu kabantu lena nikuyo kwaye ingaba mhlambe uhlala phayana.
Andibuzanga uba yindlu kabani, ndibuza uba uhlala phi yena.
I didn't ask him as to whose house that was. I asked as to where does she reside. Ek het nie gevra wie sy dit was nie. Ek het wel gevra waar sy woonagtig is.
Sorry, just to repeat that, you didn't ask what? Did you ask her where she was living?
Umbuzo uba uhlala khona yena?
Kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
And then what did she say?
Waye wathini xa umbuzo uba uhlala phi yena?
Waye wathi uhlala eTsitsi.
She said she was residing in Tsitsi. Sy toe gesê sy is woonagtig te Tsitsi.
After is that correct? Titi? Where?
Tsitsi.
Tsitsi.
Look, you know, just as a thing, there's an area of Titi and Titi, is that the same place?
Tsitsi Tsitsi ndawo eyi-one.
Kunjalo.
That's the same place, my lord. It's the silver plague. Tsitsi and Tsitsi is the silver plague.
But I want you just also want you to explain to the court is now, if I recall your evidence yesterday correctly, you said that this woman who became known as Kelly was alone. You attended the complaint.
Just for the she said, or we said yesterday, exactly as today, there were two women. The one was further away. Yesterday, and she didn't speak at all. She stood back. So whether you interpret that as being no or not, I'm not so sure.
What would I say?
That's not a correction.
I stand under correction, my Lord, that there were a lot of evidence that I couldn't clearly make up. I'm trying to establish. It would seem to me as if he said the person at the complaint had intended to was about when he's intended to. That's
There were two stages. The beginning stage and the ending stage in the various fine person.
yes.
And there was a lot of time in between. There was a line before the evidence, and I didn't check my notes, was at the initial stage, when they came to the complaint as put on the radio and Sergeant Peace. They came across two women. One was the mother, and that evidence came later in Singapore. The one person stood back, didn't speak at all, engaged the care. At a later stage, when the formal complaint form was submitted, this is now early the next morning, they were at a different location. It was load shedding at the time. There was a person I had the name as Nino, N-I-E-L-O, in inverted commas, is the nickname, that had a torch that provided the light, and she did provide that information. At that stage, when certain of the sections were told me, Mr. Thomas also gave certain information. That's how I had it. At no stage, and from my recollection, was there only the one person, as I understand the question, I just don't trust there was some confusion about it.
Thank you, my Lord. I'd like to have the witness presented with his affidavit. I'm not sure if the stage you want to hand it up, but I would like to take him through what he said. I'll prove the affidavit.
I'm not going to get to those things. What's the purpose of presenting the evidence? Because there are two ways of doing it. If you don't use it to attack the credibility of the witness, and clearly use to sentence you have to ask him suspect. If it is merely, the question is merely, it's a different story. So that's what I was doing. You're going to leave it alone.
Let me take it from another angle.
Sure.
Mr. Kumbuta, you recall you made a statement, do you?
Usakhumbula ke mhlekazi wami wenza ingxelo statement? No,
You don't recall making a statement?
awukhumbuli usenza statement. I never made a statement.
If I put it to you that you did make a statement.
Uthi ke ikhona ingxelo okanye statement wasenzayo utsho yena. I don't recall me giving a statement, but I can remember that I filled out the subs 55. Ik kon niet onder dat ik een verklaring heb geschreven, maar ik heb dat ik wel die subs 55 voltooid.
So on the latest to the point of the early morning hours of the
Ubungqina bakho ke kuqale ngexesha ndiqala de kwaba ngokusa kwindi kaFebruary. That's correct, my Lord.
That's when you went back to the exposed judge office and nowadays this estimated.
Kulapho ke naye ndakhwela khona police station. That's correct, my Lord.
And you handed in before the trial.
Wanikezela ngale sub 55 lokuqhuba ichaza. That's correct, including the docket itself.
So now other people will take that process for the registration and so forth.
Lilonke ke inkqubo elandelayo ukuba malibhalwe lifakwe i-registration ticket lakwenza abanye abantu. That's correct, my Lord. It's absolutely not bad.
We established yesterday that at that stage you didn't open a criminal investigation but rather an inquiry.
Into esiqapheleyo izolo yoba wena kangeke uqale ngophando kodwa into wayibhalayo kuphela wena ndisika inquiry leyo. I didn't write anything, but it's supposed to be like that.
But we know as time went on, this matter became a criminal investigation.
Njengoba ke eziwayo into kwemva kokuba liqhubekekile ityala eli kwacaba funeke licutshwe kwityala eli ngetyala esemthethweni. Yes, that's correct, my Lord.
And the investigating officer reported, which he told us yesterday, that case number will be written on the investigating officer.
Kwacaba funeka umcuphi kubekho umcuphi kwelityala licuphi kulapho wena uthe izolo into yoba makube laa case number ibhalwe ngumcuphi kwityala eli. That is correct, my Lord. That's correct. So you're not bad.
So just to begin with confusion, at the later stage, we're not talking about the laws of 28. Were you possibly contacted by the investigating team to then provide a statement for criminal?
Asithi ke ngale mini esenzeka mhlawumbe bawunifumene yonke le mhlawumbe 28 kaFebruary ngaba mhlawumbe emkokuba idoke linikezela kumcuphi eqhubekeke ngomsebenzi wokucupha ingaba mhlawumbe khona apho waqaqa bafuneka unikezele ingxelo malunga nale nto umcuphini.
Ngokunikezela kwethu ingxelo abantu ababesifizile ngabantu ababelithi i-FCS. Ngokunikezela ingxelo abantu ababesifizile ngabantu belithi kuthiwa i-FCS.
For us giving a statement, my Lord, we're called or summoned by the people working for FCS.
Zange bathi bazothatha izitetimenti into ababeyifuna yinto yokuba kwenzeke njani ngalamini ukuqala kwayo yonke lento.
They never came to us and asked for statements. The only thing they inquired from us is for us to explain to them how the whole thing started.
Njengoba sasingokuqala ufumana le-complaint yomntana olahlekileyo.
Since we were the first to receive the complaint of the lost child.
Thank you, you are younger.
That's correct, my Lord.
There's a document that was presented to you there now.
Likhona ke ixwebhu umhlekazi wami oqhithana kwalona ngoku. Yes, that's correct, my Lord.
Is that your name that's appearing there on the top left under Sultana Case?
Likhona ke igama elivela apha ngentla kule ityala seSaltana ngaba ligama lam. That is my name, that's my name, but out of the state.
Now, if you look at the first page, you'll see there are paragraphs marked 1,
Xana uqaphela kwegqibile kukhona ke paragraph okanye imiqolo elandelayo ebhalwe ngokulandelana ngokulandelayo 1 2 3 4 5 eqaphela leyo kanti paragraph ye-5C.
And then if you page over to the next page, you see that page starts at paragraph 5 again as well.
Xa kuguqula ke kunoqala ngoparagraph 5 confirms my lord, yes, dis reg so, ons begin weer met paragraph 5 op tweede bladsy.
If you page over to the next page, the third page now, the statement, it starts at paragraph 7. You see that?
Iphepha ke lokhu lesithathu ke qala ngoparagraph 7 ayibona loo nto leyo. That's correct, my lord. I can see paragraph 7 and paragraph number C.
And the last paragraph is paragraph 11.
The paragraph of 11. That's correct, my lord. The last paragraph is paragraph 11, yes.
And on that last page, the left-hand side at the bottom, is what it looks like a signature, and above the signature there is written CST Gongota.
Apha ke kweli pha ngaseleft khona ke into ebonakala ngathi signature kanye utiketa komuntu baya ngezantsi kubhaleke Constable Gongota. Yes, I see that.
Whose signature is that?
Wena wetiketa. It's mine, my lord. Dis my handteken geskryf.
Your signature. Okay. All right. Before I go to the contents of the affidavit, just have a look on the right-hand side of your signature. There is a stamp that was put on there. And that stamp indicates, says Saldana, that gives a date and a time and a signature of the Commissioner of Oaths. Do you see that?
Xana ke siqaphela apha right khona istamp eside laphayana esisandana i-case number kunye nestamp sakhona loo nto ayibona. Yes, I can see, my lord.
Can you just tell the court the date there next to the word Saldana and before the time of 1645? What's the date that you see there?
Idate evela phayana phambi ko-1645 idate ethini leyo kakuchaza nkulu ithini loo date leyo what's the datum for scanning for 1645?
18th of February 2025.
18 February 2025. Die 18 van February die jaar 2025.
So you would agree with me if this is your affidavit, then this affidavit is commissioned at 18th February 2025.
Uma ke indlela yakho le wafundisa ngakho 18 February 2025. That is correct, my lord. That's rest with
Now this is a typed document. It's been typed and handwritten. Are you aware of the contents of this document? Have you ever seen this document before? Obviously, because you signed it.
xa sibona indlela ebhalwe ngayo apha kangubhalwe ngesitanda kuxhetheziwe ufuna uqonda ke ngabe mhlawumbi umthamo welenziwa kweliqebu uyalazi yile nto ofayifuna ngaphambili. That's correct, my lord. Dis reg so ek kennis van hierdie geskrewe.
So you recognize this document and the contents that you typed, what is typed in here or typed?
Into phangaphakathi ebhaliweyo exhetheziweyo uyayazi ngokuyenza uxhetheza. Yes, that's correct, my lord. Ek is die persoon wat geskrewe gedoen het.
This is not written, this is typed. Did you type it?
My type aan wat? That's correct, my lord. Ek het dit self gedruk.
So you typed it, so I assume that you were familiar with the contents of this and you considered this as correct when you signed it, is that correct?
Lilonke ke njengoba uyokuba betype kwemixhetheza apha umthamo wayo yonke into ebhalwe apha wena uyayazi injalo kungabuyi kuyitikitile. That's correct, my lord. That's correct, sir.
My Lord, I think that is sufficient. I think I would add it up in any case. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy. I will carry on.
Because remember, the 18th February was
It's 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. By then, I was deceased with nothing. And I believe spoken to his counsel that the plan had a place of the 21st.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Just the purposes of the are you going to the details?
There are one or two things in here that I would like to refer to.
No, the copy of the
Thank you. I'm trying to keep that as short as possible.
My Lord, if I may, we have handed the original to the witness at this stage. So the original is available to be handed in as exhibit.
I will listen to the evidence. We will listen to the
As the board pleases.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Mark. Mr. Mongota, when I asked you earlier on that you made a statement, you said no. This is a statement, isn't it?
Uthi-ke ethubeni uzile ngaba wenza statement na wena wathi hayi ayisho statement ayisiso. This is a statement, my statement, my Lord.
It's what we refer
It's me for
to.
Clara.
It's what we refer to as an affidavit.
Kuthiwa ke ichaza njengengxelo efungelwe i-affidavit.
Okay.
Kabishi.
Okay.
Correct?
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Now, when you gave evidence, before I start with this, when you gave evidence yesterday, I can't recall you having this or any other document in front of you. Am I correct in that?
Ngelixa ke unikezele uba unina unikezele uba unina izolo andiqapheli noba ukhe noba neqwebu phambi kwakho akunjalo. That's correct.
So when you gave evidence yesterday, you were speaking from memory.
Ngelixa ke unikezele uba unina izolo unikezele uba unina ngento ekhumbulayo. That's right, my Lord. Usirexulele bari.
Now, have a look for me at paragraph 4 of this statement.
Masiyeke umqolo wesine ke wale ngxelo lena.
So let me change that to paragraph 3. Thank you. Let me change that. Have a look at paragraph 3.
Qala kumqolo wesithathu.
Sorry, I'm going to go one back. Look at paragraph 2. Apologize. Have a look at paragraph 2. You see what paragraph 2 says? Can I read it to you?
Ndafundela ke uthi iparagraph yesibili.
On 2024-02-19 and 21-25, I was officially on duty, operational reading tasks, complaints and patrol duties in the Saldanha prison with Constable Kabisi when I received a complaint from the station of a missing child in Middle Saldanha. Is that correct?
Ngomhla we-24 nyanga yesibili ngo-2019 phambi ko-25/9 uthi ndisemsebenzini ngokomthetho ndikunye ke kunye safumana ke umyalezo wesikhalazo malona nomntu olahlekileyo kumatyotyombhe yasekhaya wokumeral boss uthi abusadana ke ndikunye ke uthi kunye ke nantsika nokobese. That's correct, my Lord.
Okay, so before I go on, let's just finish with that paragraph. So your response to the complaint started about 9:30. It's late in the evening, it's already 9:30. How long did it take you to respond? In other words, turn your car and go in the direction where you were told when you said you had to go to Middlecourse Drive. How long did it take you?
Lilonke ke ngiqale into uba ndinokwenza ke nalo mba phaa kwe-25/9 ebusuku ufuna uqonda ke uthethe ixesha elingakanani ekusukeni apho ndifumene khona umyalezo ukuthi ndifika kule ndawo caba okunesenzeko kuyo.
From 10 to 15 minutes.
I would say between 10 and 15 minutes, my Lord. That's ons meer tussen 10 en 15 minuten.
Paragraph 3 then says, I attended the complaint immediately after I received it and upon arrival at Dryehoek.
Emva kokuba sifumene ke lo myalezo sese kwangoko sabe sesifika ke Dryehoek ematyotyombeni.
In Middlecourse Saldanha, it says, I met with the mother of the missing child and came to be known to me as Joslin Smith.
uthi ke sadibana nomuntu umama olomntana nje kwalahlekayo endayinamandla ngoKelly Smith.
That's correct.
Okay, that's correct.
In paragraph 4 says, Kelly was alone when I attended the complaint.
Uyaqakatheka ukuthi wena ngeli xesha ke sisiya somamela esi sikhalazo esi wayeyedwa uKelly.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I asked you earlier on, your evidence is that there were two ladies that approached you in the street.
Ngivuzile ekuqaleni uba uthi ayemabili namaledi asakweStratweni.
My Lord, I'm sorry to intervene at this stage. May I just ask, if we are dealing with the affidavit and we are reading from the affidavit, can we please read the whole of the affidavit? Because now a sentence is left out from the paragraph. I think to understand the context, when one wants to adduce evidence on an affidavit, the whole of the affidavit should be considered.
I unfortunately don't have the affidavit in front of me. So I think the prosecutor's objection is safe. It's in a paragraph, at least a paragraph, and the context that is different from the three paragraphs flowing into that's a statement of witness. Just something he also does of brief observed Mr. Gold. And Mr. Gold, he's had to be mentioned because he might be looked like in his name. So it's
If I may respond to my learned colleague's objection there, this is not how what I'm doing is I was cross-examining him about the process that he followed. He got to report, he responded, and then he said he got to two ladies. Now I want to show him that his affidavit is different. He has given evidence from his memory. I understand he could have made a mistake, but I'm putting it to him that there is a difference. I just want to get clarity as to who he was.
The prosecutor sees there's a sentence that's been left out that might be a different context. So we call a paragraph down on that.
Thank you.
And we can
Thank you.
respond.
Thank you. Paragraph 4, the whole paragraph says, Kelly was alone when I attended the complaint, and she then explained to me that her daughter, Joslin Smith,
No, my Lord, I was referring to paragraph 3.
Just a moment. I just have to check whether we should a copy. We feel that this, if you have a problem with the answer, you better send it to us, you need it on the answer, and then I can follow it, so that we don't waste any time. This time, let's take a step back. I now have the statement in front of me, and now we have to mark it as a statement. The pages are numbered, so it will be E from paragraph 1 to 11, consists of 3 pages, and this is in the document. Remember you started with paragraph 4, where you said that the living go like that. Unfortunately, I'm taking notes in pencil, I'm using change, taking notes. So let's look back to paragraph 2. And let's start over with if you want to have a copy, and maybe
so what we to read paragraph 2.
you
Paragraph 3 says, I then attended the complaint immediately after I received it, and upon arrival at Drive in bracket informal settlement in Middle Saldanha. Full stop, I met with the mother of the missing child and came known to me as Joslin Smith. Full stop, Kelly did not seem very worried at this moment. Full stop, she was calm.
Ngelo xesha ke sile kule ndawo nolbosi phaya eSaldanha sadibana ke nomamntana womfazi uKelly Smith. uKelly ngela xesha ke bengabonakala njengomuntu onexhala okanye exhalabileyo kodwa engathi umuntu noko othobekileyo.
You've already given evidence, and I don't want to drag this out. You already gave evidence yesterday about your comment, and I don't want to go on this because the accused.
uKelly eyedwa uthi ke kwaye uKelly wasichazela umntana wakhe oyintombazanyana ngoJoslin Smith eminyaka emithandathu walahlekileyo uthi ke yena ucacisa nandisemsebenzini mna uJoslin esendlini njengomntana bengaphilanga lemina akaya esikolweni ndamshiya ke egadwe boyfriend yam engubhuta Mr. Police. Kelly ke uthe kufike departmentini ngifike umsebenzini bengekho bona uthi ke bahani into ba umntana makube kunye nobhuta bayagabaza into bakhoyo.
Yeah, kunjani?
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
See what confuses me, and it might be insignificant to some people, but to me it's confusing and significant that in the paragraph 3 you refer to dryhook, informal settlement.
Uthi ngathi noko lento yakho inokungathi unibhida kancinci kuwe paragraph yesithathu uchaza nge-dryhook informal ematyotobeni.
Unobangela nditsho njalo yindawo emelene namatyotyombe.
The reason for me stating that it's a place which is not far from the shacks.
Melene.
Opposite the shacks.
No, but what you are saying to the court now, I just want to get certain things clear, is that where you attended the complaint wasn't at the accused at 1 and 3's residence.
Ngelixa usiya uyomamela lesi sikhalazo kwangasendlini kamama loqala lesithathu.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct.
See, I want to refer you back to your evidence, not the statement. We'll carry on with the statement just now.
Ndifuna nje sibile kubungqina bakho ngexesha ke uchaza ke indlela ukukhumbula ngayo.
And I'll pick up with the evidence where I made notes. The prosecutor, my learned colleague for the state, asked you, about the marked vehicle, you and Kubese, and you said yes. And then you gave evidence, spoke about the complaint in Middelbos, about the child lost in Middelbos. And then there was the remark whether Middelbos or Middelbos. Remember that?
Uthi ke unikezela ubungqina izolo uchaza ke malunga nokungenzekayo kwaye kwabakho ngathi nokukho ukubhidana ukuthetha nge-middle boss ne-middle boss kumolungile.
Kunjalo.
Faza benjalo.
Kunjalo.
Yes, I remember.
Okay, and you agree with me now that that's Middelbos, Middelbos, Dryhook. You said that's in Dryhook, not Tsitsi Ratsitsi.
I-middle boss le ise-dryhook ayithethi ratsetse.
I-dryhook ise-Middelbos.
Dryhook is in middle boss.
And Tsitsi Ratsitsi?
Tsitsi Ratsitsi yona.
Nayo kunjalo.
Tsitsi Ratsitsi also is also there.
But accused 1 lived and accused 3 lived in Tsitsi Ratsitsi, is that so?
Mangaloqala lesithathu abahlala eTsitsi Ratsitsi.
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
So this address where accused 1 and 3 lived in Tsitsi Ratsitsi is not the same address where you went in Middelbos Dryhook.
Lilonke le address abahlala khona mangaloqala lesithathu. Ayiyo le iPhayidrive.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct.
Now, to go on, then you answered my learned colleague for the state. We went there, we arrived there, 2 ladies, 1 Xhosa and 1 coloured lady appeared.
Uthi ke ubungqina bakho sifisile pha ekufikeni kwethu ke sesadibana ke nenekazi elingXhosa lelikhalazi.
Ewe kunjalo.
Confirms my lord, this is Reso Dama, Xhosa na particularly ngigama.
Then your evidence led that they appeared to be having a good time.
Uthi wena bacabanga ukuba bazonwabisile.
Ndithe indawo ebebephuma kuyo.
I said the place they were coming from.
I'm reading to you your evidence as you gave it. After that question, after your information, your evidence that you led, that we went there, we found 2 ladies, Xhosa and coloured lady. Shortly after that, your evidence was that they appeared to be having a good time, and then the court made a comment and a question and asked you, what does that, the above mean?
Uthike wena wafika kwabaqaphela abantu nokungathi bazonwabisile kodwa yabe inkundla efuna nje ucacile into bamhlawumbe uzama uthini ngalonto leyo ngoba kuwona wena ucacisa babesiwa kwindawo ngathi kwakunalo lonwabo.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct.
Now, what does that evidence of yours mean? Does it mean that the people who appear to have been having a good time, was it in Dryu, Middle Post, or was it in Tsitsiratsitsi, Middle Post?
Aba bantu ke becheck ukubona kanjani abantu noko basuka endaweni yolonwabo ingaba ise-Dryu okanye ise-Tsitsiratsitsi.
Kuse-Dryu.
It's in Dryu, my lord. Die plek waar hulle so gesellig kon kom het, so in Dryu geleef was.
Okay. So if I'm understanding you correctly, your evidence was that the people were appearing to having a good time, and you said they were playing music, there were many people there. Then you said she came to the police van and told the lady, and then they spoke to you. So this was a drive.
Uthi wabaqaphela kabantu besithi kule ndawo besiba kuyo indawo ngathi kuyelo nabo ke beza ke kuwo wabethetha nayo lo nani lo ngabse-Dryu konre.
Ewe kunjalo.
That is correct, but it is in Dryu. That's what we get in Dryu here.
So at what stage then did you leave Dryu? Now this is obviously, or let me first ask you this question. You probably got to the scene of the complaint, which you said was Dryu, around 10:15, which is shortly before load shedding. How long did you spend there now talking to this lady and another lady and observing the people having a good time? How long time did you spend there in Dryu?
Uthi ke nile ngeDryu kapho ke kwaqaphela le nto besikhathi bathetha ngayo malonwabo uthi ke ixesha phambi kokuba ibisina sibilo check ingaba phakathi leDryu kule ndawo mhlawumbi na uthi ixesha ngakanani.
Zange sithathe ixesha lide eDryu.
We didn't spend much time at Dryu, my lord. On the difficult it possible on Dryu.
If you say not much time, are you talking about minutes, half an hour, 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Uthetha imizuzu elishumi.
Ingaba ngu-5.
Probably 5. Umuntu 5 manito.
Okay. Spent a bit of time there, you left.
Nemka.
Is that correct?
Yes, we left. What's this to be?
You and your colleague, Kubese.
Dim no Kobese no Kelly.
Myself, Kobese and Kelly, my lord. Self, Kobese and Kelly.
And where did you then go?
We went to the house of the child in Tsitsiratsitsi, my lord. Ons het toe na die woning van die ma van die kind in Tsitsiratsitsi.
Okay. So if you had to put a time to that, I can put it to you, that was probably around just before or on load shedding 10 o'clock, is that correct?
Xa mhlawumbe ndicacisele uba loo nto ibeka xesha phambi ko-10 wemo-10.
Usuka kwethu eDryu eTsitsi or
Would it be from Dryu to Tsitsi or?
Yes, you left Dryu. You just said you left Dryu. You and your colleague and Kelly went with you, left Dryu, and you went to where? To Tsitsiratsitsi.
Nimkile ke wena colleague Kobese Dryu ngayi Tsitsiratsitsi.
ewe kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct. The rest was stood for now. Dryu and Tsitsiratsitsi.
Yeah. So your evidence in chief was that we went to, then we went and she was going to show you where she left the boyfriend and the child. Does that understand that correct?
Uthi ke naye kule ndawo apho bezawubonisa khona bebeshiye khona umntana ne-boyfriend yakhe.
No, ndathi masiye apho ahlala khona yena ne-boyfriend lena yakhe nomntana.
I said to her, let's go to the place where you, the child and the boyfriend are residing. Ek sê toe vir ons moet na die plek gaan waar sy, die kerel en die kind woon agter is.
Right. Okay. That I understand. And that's in Tsitsiratsitsi where the two accused 1 and 3 were living.
Usithi ratsithi ke ulapho uhlala khona unansika ekhayixeleni number 1 number 3.
Ewe kunjalo.
That is correct, my lord. Dis reg so dis waar die twee woonagtig is.
Okay. And your evidence was there, when we arrived there was no one there, is that correct?
Ubunina bakho ke uthe wena ekufikeni kwethu phayana benokho umuntu.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord. Dis reg, want there is aankom was daar niemand.
How much time did you then spend there at Tsitsiratsisi? There's no one there, it's you and your colleague and Kelly with you. What did you do? How much time did you spend there?
Nichithe ixesha elingakanani phaya eTsitsiratsisi? Nguwe xa wakubese noKelly. Yenza ntoni lingakanani ixesha nichithe khona phaa?
Kuba safika sabona indlu lena ahlala kuyo, then wasikhombisa apho waqhele udlala khona. Ndingathi mhlawumbe roughly 10 minutes.
Because she showed us where she was residing, and secondly showed us where the child usually plays, my lord, I can say we spent plus minus 10 minutes. Aangezien sy so gewees het waar hulle woon agter was, en waar ek gewoon experience tot 10 minute daar vertoef.
Did you then go to search for the child?
Ingaba naye ngawusearcha umntana, uqoqa umntana?
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct. Ons het toe gaan soek vir die kind.
Are you done with the timeline? Mr.
Yes. Yes.
I just wanted to ask you, what's the relevance of the granular detail in the minutes? Because we might get there again at some other point, because it's not been challenged. We've now moved on. So why do we have to go into that detail?
I've just tried to get clarity as to his actions from the time he received the complaint until where he went. From there, where did he go? And now we're at Tsitsiratsisi and we got the time around about 10 o'clock. That's what's up.
I understand that.
I'm going to move on.
But what's the purpose of that cross-examination? Is it to test his credibility? Are you looking at the type statement and say, okay, where can I find a little thing? Because I'm following, you would have seen I'm not writing. I'm following my notes on his evidence in chief. I'm looking at the statement on my left and I'm listening to the witness. And I can't see where there are any differences and why we need to know, does it take 2 minutes, 3 minutes? Because it's not in dispute.
Your Lordship will note,
As far as I know.
Your Lordship will note that in his evidence later on, which I'll get to now, he gave evidence and said that he was at Talamaki Street later on. So I'm trying to sort out where was he exactly, because when it gets to Talamaki Street, that's where I'm interested in.
No, now,
Yeah, and then we're getting there now.
now, if you're interested in Talamakis,
We'll get there.
there's an old expression about somebody going to Paul from Cape Town, or I don't know, from Paul to Cape Town by Stellenbosch, Somerset West. Let's get straight to it. Because we now know they went to Rasta, and then so it went on, and then it was load shedding, and they were scared that they had to knock first because it was dark, it wasn't open.
I'll just go through his evidence quickly again. Mr. Gongota, then you said, okay, the state asked you when load shedding starting, what did you do? You said we went to the station, right?
Uzile ke umtshutshisi uba ngeli xesha kuqala i-load shedding nibenisenzani wathi sise police station kunjalo?
Ewe kunjalo.
That is correct, my lord. Sasona the police station to the Geerkrag begin.
And your evidence, if I understand it correctly, to collect documents and you left Kelly. Did you leave Kelly at Tsitsi or did you take her with to the police station?
Uthi ke sile police station soqala la ke nansi amaphepha asetyenziswa xa kulahleke umuntu ke mhlawumbe ufuna ngomuntu ufuna uqonda ukuthi ngaba nemkano Kelly ke namshiya pha eTsitsiratsisi.
ndithe nxa ndithetha izolo sesamshiya ku-anti wakhe e-restless wave.
As I testified yesterday, I said we left her with the auntie,
Restless waves.
restless waves. Gister het ek gesê, want dit het gebeur, auntie spreek, the restless wave.
Now, just for me to understand as well, Restless Wave and Telemarki Street, is that the same place?
The restless wave, the Talamaki Street, Ngabenda way? No, my lord. The restless wave and Talamaki Street is the cell of the plague.
So, Restless Wave is where Kelly's auntie lives, correct?
The restless wave is now Auntie Kelly.
Ewe kunjalo.
That is correct, my lord. It is what Kelly's auntie played the restless wave.
So from the station, the state prosecutor put it to you, from the station you went straight to the Restless Wave. You said yes. We asked Kelly where her boyfriend stays and she said Marston Street. You
So
remember?
the way the police station, ngaya khona kulansa blockade phaya restless wave. Nimbuzile ku Kelly dog boyfriend akihlala phi? Wanikeza ligama ngakangacatha sibathini, samabela gama thini. What is the street? Marsden Street.
It looks like Marston Street.
Marsden.
I wrote Marsdam.
Marsdam.
It could be spelled differently, but that's how I wrote
Yeah.
it.
Thank you, Manu. I can't read my handwriting. Marston Street, does it ring a bell?
Lilonke ke elistrato hlala kulo mlansile xexha kakhulu seMarsden Street.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct. Mr. Rex.
Is that Telemarkis? Is that got something to do with Telemarkis? Telemarkis is a street, is it?
Ikhona nina into kwenza le ndawo Marsden Street Talamaki Street.
Yitalmakis. Ewe sistrato yitalmakis.
The Stalmakis,
Yeah.
my lord, Stalmakis, my lord, it's a street.
Okay.
Stalmakis, the Stalmakis, it's a street.
But you went to Marsden Street as well.
You look at Marsden Street.
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes, we went there. On Sastuna, Marsden Street.
Then you were asked, but you said you knocked. A lady opened the door. It was load shedding. The lady did not want to open the door. And I wrote down here that you said, "Hy woon nie meer hier nie. Just come to eat and go." Who is that you refer to?
Uthi uqonqosile ke emzini othile. Ala uthola ileti lathi yena lomba akasahlali apha. Uyafika nje atye ahambe.
Ufika kwethu eMarsden sinqonqoze kwindlu engaphambili.
On arrival in Marsden, we knocked at the house in front.
Kwavula umuntu ongumama wathi uhlala lo mzi mfunayo uhlala ebheka ndibuza uba ubhuta uhlala apha na.
A lady opened the house, and I wanted to know from where does Buddha reside here. Then she said he resides at the back.
Then nxa siye kule ndlu esebheka sinqonqoza.
Then, as we went to the house, the check at the back, and we knocked,
Zange afuna ukuvulwa ngaphakathi wayengumuntu ongisisi naye.
the person inside refused to open. It was a lady.
Nxa ndibuza ngobhuta wathi ewe uyamazi udla ngoza azotya aphinde ahambe.
When I asked about Buddha, she said, yes, no Buddha, but he comes and eats and leaves again.
Zange azixelela ngumama.
The person did not tell who she was.
And zange afuna ukuvulwa.
The person refused to open.
They're from Marsdam.
Just one point. So there was, at Marsdam, there was a house in the front and another building in the back.
eMarsdam ke kwakunomzi ngaphambili kwanesakhiwo ngemva.
Ewe kunjalo.
That is correct, my lord.
The person in front referred you to the back.
Lo muntu ngaphambili emzimbeni omuze kuwo unithumele ngemva.
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
The person at the back, that person, did that person identify himself?
Lo muntu phambi ngemva ke senkonkosi ngabe emsichazela ngobani?
Zange azixele uba ungubani.
The person did not say who she was, my lord.
The person in the front house, did that person tell you who she was or relationship to Buddha?
Lo mama phambili wayokuthetha ngaphambili ngaba mhlambi wazichaza ngobani xa uthetha ngobhuda.
Ngala mzuzu zange azixele.
At that stage she didn't say who she was, my lord.
At any other stage?
Ingaba likhona elinye ithuba apha sichaze khona ngobani?
Siye samazise ku later on ngoku sekukudala ke ngoku sesibazi ubhuda and then
We came to know the identity of the person at the later stage after already know Buddha and the others.
ofuthi ke kwakulapho siyolanda ubhuda khona uba esiya estation kwakusekukudala ke ngoku
It was during the time when we went to fetch Buddha from this house, take him to the station, but it was quite a long time after that.
And who did this woman turn out to be?
Uye wabani ke lo magqibeleni.
wayengu-anti wakhe omnye engumama.
It was
Engu-anti wakhe omnye engumama.
his auntie and another lady.
Was his mother?
Mama no.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
I ask these questions because I know you're going to be confronted. Because in this statement, you referred to his mother at some stage.
Ndikubuza nje imibuzo into yoba ndikhe ngaqaphela apha kule ngxelo ke besinikeza namhlanje uba zikhona into ezikhangekileyo malunga nomama wakhe ndinqwena uba mhlawumbi ingathi zokuhliwe ehloko ukuzela umntu leyo ungayazi.
And we know that in the statement you don't say that at that night you were told, but we also know the statement was made now recently, a year later.
Ndithi ke nangoba busuku bezange uchaze kodwa namhlanje besiyazi uba ingxelo le yento noko sekulithuba emva kuba kwenzeke senzeke.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct, my
I
lord.
thought nowadays it was to be at master.
My lord, may I just turn it back on the court? My
Certainly.
just for a minute. Thank you, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Mr. Ngongota, yes. My instructions are
Uthi ungalelwa yena.
that in Marsdam Street, it is in fact accused one's mother that lives there.
Uthi umama kuhlala phayana eMarsdam Street.
Okay.
And my instructions are further that yes, indeed, he did from time to time attend there, visit his mother, eat something and then leave, because he didn't live there, he just visited.
Uthi ke uyavuma into yoba nyhani ke besiya maxa amathile mhlawumbi awuxelela umama wakhe atye into ethile aphinde ahambe kodwa akahlali khona phaa.
Do you have any comment?
Khona nto ufuna ithetha apho umphefumlo konke. Uthi ewe ndiyaya phayana mhlawumbi umama wam kodwa ke andihlali khona ndimane ndisiya kutyelela nditye ndihambe. No comment, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Minister.
My client's instructions are further that, contrary to your evidence about Talamaki Street, you gave evidence that says you went to Talamaki Street and you saw Buddha there. Am I correct in that?
Uthi ke ufuna ukwehlula kuye kule ndawo uthi wena umfumane eTalamaki Street. Ingaba umfumane eTalamaki Street yena uthi yena zange umfumane khona.
Ndamfumana khona kunjalo.
That's where I found him.
Okay. Now my client says that is not true. He was not that night, any time that night at Telemarket Street.
Uthi ke ngoba busuku alikho ixesha waye phaya eTalmark Street.
wayesebesithi na kokwabo sithi abamsa kokwabo endlini bamakayo
We are the ones who took him to his house to go and sleep.
He denies that. He didn't go there and he didn't take a lift with you.
Okay.
Okay.
You then gave a long evidence, quite a few things of your evidence after or about Telemarket Street, that you said that Kelly changed when she saw Buddha. You spoke about the gas. They spoke about the gas. Do I have it right? There at Telemarket Street, that Kelly and Buddha in front of you, did you hear them speak about a story about gas, refilling gas?
Ingaba unjalo na. Phaya eTalmark Street bekhona incoko phakathi koBuddha noKelly bethetha manono xa gas.
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct, my lord.
And then your evidence says, well, you intervened there, and then you said to them, maybe they should be talking about the child and not about the gas.
Wabeke wena uthi hayi ngangenelela mina ndisibabathethe ngomntana kubeka ngegas.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's what I did, my lord.
Now I'm putting it to you again. My client's instructions are that he was never there at Telemarket Street, and he didn't talk to Kelly, and she didn't talk to him.
Uthi ke yena mhlekazi wokuqala umangalele into yoba zange mna ndibe seTalmark Street zange ndithethe nawe ngathi okay.
Okay.
Okay, my lord.
So, my lord, I'm just going through. I think I'm pretty close to finish. Yeah? So, let me just establish this now. After Telemarket Street, you say, my client denies it, you say yourself, Kelly, and if I don't have it, Nilo. Got in your vehicle and went from Telemarket Street somewhere else?
Uthi ke nabeni ke iphikisa umangalo lokuqala uthi wena emva kokuba ke ufuna eTalmark Street nguwe Kobese uNilo umangalo lokuqala umangalo wesithathu angena emotweni yenu ayaphi?
Ndim Kobese uKelly uBhuta ibe nguNilo sisuke phaya saya beka apha bahlala khona eTsitsi.
It was myself, Constable Kobese, Kelly, Buddha, and Nilo. We went back to where the two are residing.
When you say the two are residing, you mean Kelly and Buddha?
Abuhlala khona Buddha and Kelly.
Apho uBhuta wayethe siye khona kumuntu ohlala close nabo ongurenzo wayehleli nabo ngalapha.
Yes, to a person who Buddha claimed that who stays closer to them with the name of Renz, who was in his company on the day.
Just say that again. What did you say? My question to you was, when the five of you left in your vehicle, did you go to Kelly and Buddha's house? Their hockey in Tsitsi where they stayed? Is that where you went?
No, Mr. Adams. He answered your question. And he said they went to the area where your client and accused number 3 lives.
Okay.
To
Just
go
the area.
to the house of a person that your client claims was with him that day. Now we know the evidence was that after this gas storm, that was the evidence yesterday, he asked your client about the whereabouts of the day. The client then claimed, this is Constable Gokota said, that he was with inter alia, a woman with the name of Rens, and that she had asked Joslin to go and look out for the child at her house. And that was the reason that they had to go to Rens's house. So you've asked him about whether he went to their house. He said, no, they went to the area.
The difficulty, my lord, if I may...
But your client obviously knows nothing about this because he wasn't there.
Yeah. My difficulty with his evidence in that regard is that it is unclear to me, or it seems to me, that all this evidence about the Rens and everything occurred everywhere else other than in Tsitsiratsitsi. The difficulty I have is that I have not presented my client's pre-explanation yet. This will all become clear in the pre-explanation.
No, you can. But you can cross-examine because from there on, after Kalmakis, you can put your client's version if you wish to the witness or deny what the witness says because he was not there.
Yeah. My client will also further, in terms of your evidence, you said quarrels between Buta, Nilo and Ayanda took place. Is that what you said?
Uthi ke kwaleyo usithi wena uAyanda uBhuta noNilo ke kwabakhoyo ukuxomisana phakathi kwabo. Uyakhumbula?
kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
For the record, my instructions on my client says he wasn't there, so he didn't have no quarrels with nobody.
Uthi ke ndandikho ke mina kule ndawo ke zange kho ukuxomisana phakathi kwami nawo phela umuntu. Okay.
Then I want to ask you now, after all this evening, you didn't take a statement. You were in the presence of accused one, Mr. Apollos. You didn't take a statement from him.
Ngoba busuku ke besenzela nikunye nonke ke zange uthathe umhlelo sapolice statement. No.
May I ask you why not?
Ingaba ningakubuza uba kwakutheni ungathatha statement?
Unobangela singathatha statement kuye
The reason for us not taking a statement from him,
sasiqale kumama womntana.
we started at the mother of the child.
Yena nguye owasixelelayo uba kwenzeke njani.
She is the one who told us what took place.
Yena simbeke as umuntu wokugqibela uba nomntana ekufuneka ethethe ne-unit edila nabantu babantwana abalahlekileyo.
We regarded him as the last person who was in the presence of the child, and then we decided that he's going to speak to the people dealing with lost children.
Then your evidence later on, this is now after the completing of the documents of the missing, the SAPS 55. Your evidence, as I have it, is here that you yourself took Kelly and Buta somewhere else, not back to their house.
Uthi ke emva koba ke sifakeke namaqembu adibanela nge-SAP 55 uKelly ke lokhu sabasa kwindawo zahlukile belala khona zange sibase kubo endlini.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
Now, my client's instructions are that that is not correct. He denies that.
Uthi ke ubika kunansi umhlelo sokuqala uma ngaloqala kuyayiphika lonto leyo.
He says the investigating officer that was appointed the next day, Detective Sergeant Milstein, on the 20th, during the day, he took, this is my client's version, he says, Milstein took him and Kelly to separate places. My client to his grandmother or mother's house and Kelly somewhere else.
Uthi ke yena umuntu abathatha umsukulana leyo umhlelo kwendiyelo ebesa kwindawo zahlukileyo inguye ke uma ngaloqala uKelly umcuphi ke caba lokuthi awabekwa ngomcuphi njalo yanguye ke umuntu abasa kwindawo zahlukileyo kuye wasiwa kwa mama wahlala kwa mama ke uKelly wasiwa khona kwenye umbi.
Ndingabuza iclient leyo regarding that. Uyikhumbuza.
Someone's asked the question. No.
Let him ask. Let's hear maybe it's clarity.
Kawuthatha sengihlala.
Bendizawubuza ukuba iclient lena isakhumbula into yokubana siyoyibeka endlini. Sathi sacela umama wakhe ukuba aphume phandle sithetha nayo ngaphakathi endlini. Siyibuza siyicenga ukuba if ikhona into ayaziyo mhlawumbi okanye umuntu agqibile ebehleli nomntana ubangubani angasixelela umzali wakhe engekho phambi kokuba sihambe.
The client was supposed to tell you that on this day when we went to his mother's house where he was residing, we even asked the mother to speak to Buddha to find out who doesn't know where the child might be. If you remember that, when we spoke to his mother.
Saye sathi makaphume phandle umama wakhe mhlawumbi angathetha nathi xa sisodwa.
That's when we asked the mother to come out. Maybe she will speak in our presence with him.
What you are saying now, are you saying to me that on the 20th, during the day,
No.
I'm trying to figure out what he's saying.
The flow of the evidence as I have it. They went to look for Rents. Rents's partner is called Ayanda.
That evening, yeah.
It's early morning.
Yeah, yes.
Now, if we look at the timeline.
Yeah.
Nilo was there, Kubese, the witness, accused 1 and 3. Ayanda got upset with, according to this witness, with accused number 1 and Nilo as to why they would bring the police to his house. Because he called Rents, but he got upset because why are you bringing the police to my house? They then decided, because, and this is the narrative that I got from yesterday's evidence, they then decided as the police, these people are now upset with them because they brought the police here. Let's rather get them out of the area. They then took accused number 1 to his mother's house in Marston, and Kelly, accused number 3, to her aunt's place in Restless Wave. They were then told to return to the police station the next morning, or later that morning of the 20th. He then went and the duty officer came in and the forms were handed over and so forth and so on. That's the timeline as I have it and the motivation for the actions. So it could be, it could very well be that the next day they did go to the police station. This witness didn't testify to that. And there were other developments which we don't know of yet, because we haven't heard the evidence. If that might assist, Mr. Adams.
Thank you. Thank you. As His Lordship has now highlighted your evidence, my instructions from my client is to tell you, and which I'll say here again. Detective Sergeant Milstein came to the shack in Tsitsi, round about lunchtime on the 20th. My client was there, and Detective Sergeant Milstein took a statement from him. And after that, Detective Sergeant Milstein took himself and Kelly, as you say, you did, and my instructions is you did not do that.
Eyokuba ke yena uma ngalokuqala lesithathu basiwa nini kwindawo zabezikhulukileyo uyayiphikisa uma ngalesithathu ukuthi ke yena ngomhla we-20 ngosuku olandelayo phambi ngexesha lesipho sasemini lunch ufikile ke udetective constable amchaza ifani yakhe ngikwazi ukubambini kanti ngifisa kakuhle ukuthi ufike kuye lo uma ngalokuqala ufika kwi-statement ekuthetheni kwakhe ke ngalo phambi kwi-statement phambi kuye ukuthi ngoku abathatha ke yena ukheli noma ngaluthathu abasafuna ukuqala abasafuna usahlukileyo hayi uhlobo asiwanini
nge-20th mna ndandizilitshayisile ngelo xesha
On the 20th, this would have taken place, my Lord. There was already had a very knock of work. I won't be able to give an answer.
So is it Milstein, M-I-L-S-T-E-I-N?
Yes,
So that's the name we find.
Mayor, Detective Sergeant Mayor Milstein.
No, I just want to get, because I wrote Wilstein, that's what I heard. But on the list of witnesses, witness number 32 is a detective sergeant. I don't know who typed up this list, but it's full of typos. Milstein, M-I-L-S-T-E-I-N.
Correct. Mr. Controller, are you familiar with Detective Sergeant Mayor Milstein?
What detective is the money I came up with, Master?
ewe
Yes, I did, my Lord.
Did you know, did you know that Detective Milstein went to accused one's house
Low wage among local.
on the 20th
Local 20th.
and took
Can
a
you repeat the
statement
question again? I couldn't make out clearly.
from Detective Sergeant Mayor Milstein. Milstein or Milstein?
Good detective Milstein. Low wire and I made the Pabubo Yamas.
ewe ndimazi
Yes, I know him.
Wasn't he the investigating officer in this missing persons matter?
Nguye ke umuntu okwenzana umuntu olahlekileyo.
ewe kunjalo
Yes, that's correct.
Now, yesterday you gave evidence about the filling in of the forms, the SAP 55.
Izolo ke kuqulathe inansi icebo aligcwalisayo SAP 55.
Sorry, SAPS 55.
SAPS 55.
ewe kunjalo
Confirms, my Lord.
It was handed up as an exhibit A.
Nikezwe ke lo xhego ke lifaka ke no exhibit A noma ubhathe ubuswe ngalo.
I know you don't have one in front of you, but I can tell you that on that first page there where it says investigating officer, there's nothing written in there.
Uthi ke ndiyayazi izokuphethe la xhego. Kodwa pheqaleni kwela xhego kuyafuna uyabisa ukukhumbula ukubhala into yoba umquphi akho ndibhaliweyo pha.
ewe kunjalo
Yes, that's correct.
So what is the procedure now? You said that document SAPS 55 that was filled in, it was your handwriting.
Ngoku inkqubo ithini kanti? bungatsho le SAP S55 ibhalwe ngesandla sakho.
Okay. Nxa ugqibo fila in SAPS 55,
After you filled out a SAPS 55,
uye ubuyele back estation mos.
you have to go back to the station
Apho funeka idocket registeration,
where the docket needs to be registered,
then icase leyo inikezelwe umcuthi ozoba kuwe.
and then the case will be given to a detective who would be busy with the case.
Of which ke ngoku yonke la information iye ihande over to lo mcuthi lowo.
So all the information gathered will be given over to that detective.
Nxa sele registerishiwe thina as uvispo laba bebesebenza ngaphandle,
After the case has been registered as we the people who made doing the visible the police station working outside,
selithunyelwe ebacupheni idocket elo,
after the docket has been sent to the detectives,
asinanto nokwenza thina nayo.
there's nothing else for us to do with the docket.
Okay. I accept that. You filled in, your evidence was that you filled in this SPS 55 at accused 1 and 3's residence. You were writing on the bonnet of your vehicle.
Well, selekele form phendle ngamanga lokuqala wesithathu kusikebhonet emoto yenu.
Kunjalo.
Yes.
And that was way after load shedding had already ended at 12 o'clock at night.
So usemva especially ngithile load shedding ngo 12 ebusuku.
Ibingekagqithi hence ndithi sasilayithulwe ngumlilo ngetorch.
Load shedding has not stopped at that stage. It was still load shedding because that's why, as the witness says, hence we had to use the torch for light.
So if you say load shedding hadn't ended yet, what time was it more or less? How long before end of load shedding, which is then 12 o'clock? How much time before 12? Can you say or can't you?
Ixesha phambi kwale trek lashekile ngakwazi ukuchaza kwanye hayi.
Since seyingunyaka ngoku andingetsho ixesha layo.
Since this happened almost a year ago, I won't be able to tell you what time it was.
Yeah. Well, my client's instructions are the following. Yes, he was there when you filled in those documents on the bonnet.
Uthi ke yena umanga lokuqala ewe ndikhona ngelo xesha ke begcwalisa ke incwadi ezithile ke phezu kwebhonet.
But it was way past 12, maybe 1 o'clock in that area.
Uthi kwakusemva kakhulu emva ngo-12 mhlawumbi phaa ngobo-1
Or 2 o'clock. He says it's
okanye phaa ngobo-2
difficult for him to say.
Okay.
kunjalo.
Okay.
Akho njalo.
That's not true.
I thought you couldn't remember it's a year ago.
Bengathi uthe wena usakhumbula uba kwagqitha segqithe unyaka.
Ndiyayikhumbula into yoba kwakulayithwe ngetorch umbane ungekabuyi.
What I can recall, my lord, is that the torch was used for light. Electricity was not restored as yet.
Lord, I'm going to end off. I see it's 11 o'clock. That's not why I want to end up. But I think I'm finished. I think I'm finished. I am. Just one last question that I can't recall your evidence about, if you will forgive me and the court will forgive me. There, when you were at Tsitsi, that's now where the house is of accused 1 and 3, and you were writing on the bonnet of your car with the SAP S55 being filled in. Who was there other than Kelly and Mr. Pollis?
Ngeli xesha ke ndandingokunxilwa ngokuthethile kodwa ke ndifuna uqonda ngelixa ke ndiphakathi siratsitsi ugcwalisa ke le SAPS 55 yakho ke apho ucaba phezu kwebhonet yemoto ngaphandle kokheli nomanga lokuqala ngophi umntu wayephayana?
Ndim noKobese noNilo.
Myself, Kobese
Nilo.
and Nilo.
Kelly no Buddha.
Kelly and Buddha included.
I'm going to leave it there except for this next I put to you. When you said to me that when you filled out the SAPS 55 and it was still load shedding, now there's before 12 and you had to use a torch. My Lord, this
power has not been restored.
Okay. Thank you, my Lord. Yes, I take it that depending on whether the power was restored.
I live in a different world. I don't know any last there. I see load shedding from minute to minute and schedule, and we don't even know what the spiritual ones that are related is. Maybe a longer load shedding at night or not. We have known that difference. We literally just throw dots in the dark. And I believe sometimes that's the dark competition.
Then we can leave the load shedding part, my Lord. His evidence was that it was still dark, there were no lights here, and he was using a torch. And I was trying to establish from him if that was before 12 or that now it becomes not because it was load shedding or not. It's important for me to just establish. You said that it's still been dark. You were using the torch. The court asked you yesterday. The witness completed the basic form. You said yes. Then the court said, this is now early hours of the morning of 20 February 2024. And you said yes. Now early hours of the morning, I put to you, early hours of the morning means it's after 12. Early hours could be anything. It could be 1 o'clock. And you said yes. And you tell me you can't remember, but you do say it wasn't 1 o'clock. Is that correct?
Uthi ke izolo ke kubungqina bakuthe wena sisebenzise ke itorch uba ke xaba load shedding ayisengekaphini. Kodwa inkundla ke xa nifune nje ucacisela ukuthi ngaba mhlawumbe ngelixa ke ixesha ke lena siyoxoxa kusebenza kokusana. Wathi wena ewe. Uthi lilonke ke kaloku xa uthetha nokusebenza kokusa uthetha ukuthi phambi ngoko
Came out to spell it, or did you see it from an ID document?
He spelled out his name how it was written because I asked that from him directly.
Okay, so I'm just putting it here for what it's worth. His name is not spelled with one L but with two L's. And then you wrote in that form, relationship is father. Why did you write that?
The reason for me recording that is the information was from them.
My client's instructions are he never told you that he is Joslin's father. He knows, and everybody knows he's not Joslin's father.
Into elibhalileyo yinto endifumane kuyo.
What I recall, my Lord, is what I got from him.
I put it to you that he would not have told you that. I have no more questions, my Lord.
Require an answer because of the answer to the previous question.
Of Joslin.
But Mr. Anderson, is that a fair question?
Well, it's not a.
So my instructions that he would be better for
My instructions are that he didn't.
how would he know and get into the mind of
No, I'm putting it to him, my Lord.
He can put it to my mind.
Yeah.
And you already answered that.
Yes. Thank you, my Lord.
So it's 11:05. I'm going to take a break to 11:20. When I will return to the courtroom. These microphones in my hand have noticed that the facing mostly that way towards the witness. So if you want to pick up it and then the persons on the left, you can move these ones to the other side. Keep that in mind. Take the course of the second remind the witness. I know that you have to remind counsel, but just to remind the witness that he is now in the process of attention. So clearly, he should not intervene in the process.
Ngelishwa ke umhlekazi wami ngoku emva kokuba ke ngiqala ukubuza imibuzo ke kumagqwetha awunanto loyithetha emtshutshisi siyabona uyawulinda nje ugxile understand so my lord. All right. Yes, that's correct.
And you promise that you are going to speak the truth.
When I say to someone, yes,
kunjalo.
that's correct.
Did you speak the truth?
Kunjalo.
Yes, I did.
One question. Do you know the importance of speaking the truth?
Kunjalo.
Yes, I do.
Yesterday, my learned colleague from the state posed a question to you, asking whether you know Stevino.
Izolo uthithisi usile ukuba ingaba igama Stevino and Stefan yamazi na.
Your answer was, I do not know Stevino. That was your answer.
Wathi ke wena Stevino and Stefan yamazi bibele yakho.
Do you still remember that piece of evidence?
Ikhumbula usithi
Andikhumbuli ndisithi andimazi.
I don't even recall you saying I don't know him at all.
I remember. You said so.
Uthi ke ikhumbula uthilo mina.
If I might interject, I might be wrong, and I was not able to keep accurate word by word notes. But I do recall posing the question whether you had gone looking for Stefano that night, whether you had seen Stefano that night. I do not recall posing the question whether he knows Stefano. That's why I asked that question this morning. I might be wrong, but that's my recollection.
Umthithisi ukuthi yena mhlawumbe mhlawumbe ngase mhlawumbe yapasa. Kodwa mhlawumbe ukukhumbula ngalo mina ndambuza ingaba mhlawumbe wena wayamaza ngombona Stefano okanye bathwena zambe ukuze Stefano.
I agree with my learned colleague for the state. She posed the question she just mentioned. But additionally to that, she asked my client, she asked the witness, my apologies, whether he knows Stevino. It's on the record.
Uthi ke ungezi wathi yena ukuba ngabo Stefano yamazi na.
Umbuzo ebendiwubuzile odibene noStefano kuthiwe ndiyamazi na. Ngaphandle kwento eyelityala esithetha ngalo ngoku ngaphambilini na ndathi mna ewe.
The question which I can recall was posed to me was that Stefano, do you know Stefano from previous experience? And I said yes.
I'm not going to repeat the same question. I leave this for argument. Today, when you are asked the same question, your answer is different, totally different to what you've given this court yesterday.
Namhlanje ke unikepelwe yini? Luhlukapelwe questions ezivela namhlanje into yokubuziso.
Akunjalo.
That is not correct, my lord.
Are you telling me that the answer you've given today is the same as the answer you've given yesterday?
Uzama ukuthi ke mhlekazi impendulo yile ezolo unikeze yafanele namhlanje.
Kunjalo.
Yes, that's correct.
I will argue that your answers were different and that you didn't speak the truth.
Kuthi ke sona yakhe ngawuthele na. Phazamile ngawuthele na.
I have no further questions for this witness, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Kongota, I'd like to start with your statement first, which we've established now you've made on the 18th of February this year.
Ndifuna isebenzise ingxelo yam exesha namhlanje ngoba xa kuqaphele into yoba ingxelo wenza kuthiwa i-2025.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct.
And you, just to confirm, you told the court that you had made this statement in your own words.
Uye ukuthi wenze kodwa na ingxelo yenze ngamazwi wam.
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes.
And prior to making the statement, did you make use of anything to refresh your memory? Prior to making the statement, did you make use of any source or any other information to refresh your memory?
Phambi kokuba ke wenze abakhange besebenzisileyo mhlawumbe ukuthi wena ikwenza ukukhumbule.
Ewe kunjalo.
Yes, that's right.
Tell us about that.
Wasebenzisa ntoni?
Kukhona incwadi esibhala kuyo about abantu abalahlekileyo ekubizwa ngoba yi-missing person register.
There's a book which we record in called the Missing Register.
Missing person register.
Missing Persons Register. The Missing Persons Register, my lord.
Yes.
Leyo ncwadi ewuye uyigcwalise nxa umuntu elahlekile.
That is a book which you must fill out when a person gets lost.
Apho uye ubhale i-particulars zalo muntu ne-incident leyo.
Where you have to record the person's particulars and the incident itself.
Apho ihamba ne-reference number.
That is accompanied by a reference number.
Okay, let me be more specific. Did you speak to anyone, more specifically your colleague or van crew at that time, Luzuko Ngobes, about this matter?
Akho nto siyithethileyo ngoba asasebenzi kwindawo efanayo.
We didn't have a conversation before I went on the statement because we're not looking at the same statement, the same place anymore.
But you all did discuss what transpired on the 19th before you made your statement.
He says that he did not discuss it with Kubesi as they are not working at the same place anymore. Then you follow it up with the statement, but you did.
Would it surprise you if I were to put it to you that your then colleague, Mr. Ngobes, has a statement which is almost identical to yours?
Ndingothuka ya.
In fact, I can demonstrate to you paragraph 3 of your statement was read out to the court earlier on. And the only difference between your paragraph 3 and your colleagues is where you make reference to I, he just says we, and every other word is exactly the same. Can you comment on that? Wherever in your statement you make reference to I or me, his statement, the only difference is we.
Andinayiphendula into ye-statement esikaKobese ngoba mna sesami.
I won't be able to give you an answer as far as Kobese is concerned because of mine.
Now, sir, my instructions from, or let me ask you this first. Where did you meet accused 3 for the first time on the 19th of February?
Ngobusuku besisenzeko kufanele ngidibane kunye nomama wesithathu.
I believe uthetha ngoKelly.
Okay.
Sadibana eDryhoek.
We met up with Kelly in Dryhoek.
Was it at her residence?
Okusendlini.
Akunjalo.
No.
My instructions from accused number 3 is that she had met you at a boy's house who she received information her daughter Joslin was last seen with.
Uthi ke yena umama wesithathu wadibana wazizothile apho bekhona umntwana othile bamkhele ngentana.
Ayiyongo into awayithetha futhi leyo.
That is not what she told us.
I'm further instructed that when you arrived, she was in the company of 2 other people.
Uthi ke waye uthi ngelixa nifika nina ebekunye nabanye abantu ababili.
Hayi akunjalo.
No, that is not correct.
My instructions are that when you arrived with your colleague, the parent of the house that she had been to looking for Joslin arrived in his taxi with his friends, and they had loud music playing. That is better now, my lord? All right. And he had loud music. He was with his friends, and there was loud music being played in the taxi.
Uthi ke yena ngoba usuka Afrika umnikazi eyama taxi control nayo khalayo.
Hayi akunjalo.
That is not correct.
I'm instructed that is the music that you heard. It came from the taxi that arrived when you got there.
Uthi ke lo mculo nawo ukhala ke usuka eTexas eAfrica.
Akunjalo.
That's not correct.
I'm further instructed that you had only accompanied accused number 3 to 2 places to look for her daughter Joslin. That was one in Orange Street, and the second place was at her grandmother's house.
Uthi ke yena wamkhapha kwindawo ezimbini kuphela ufuna ntombi yakhe. Indawo yokuqala was
The first place was in Orange Street.
indawo yokuqala Orange Street.
Akunjalo.
That is not correct.
She will deny that she ever asked accused number 1 about the gas upon seeing him that night.
Uzayiphikisa ke yena into yoba wambuza umama lokuqala ngegas ekudibane kwakhe naye.
Akunjalo.
That's not correct.
I'm instructed that immediately upon seeing accused number 1, she inquired from him about Joslin's whereabouts.
Uthi yena ngelixa ndiqala ukubona umama lokuqala into yokuqala ndibuza uba uJoslin undawo.
Akunjalo.
That is not correct.
My lord, may I approach? Thank you. Thank you, my lord. I've consulted. I have no further questions. My lord.
In fairness to the witness, some of the instructions put to the witness, he responded by saying, okay. I would just like to have an answer to those okay, and especially the last question about the grandma house. That portion was not interpreted. The interpreter asked, can I get the 2 places again, the one with Orange Street, the second one?
With the grandmother's place.
At at the grandmother's place, yes. And I Let's start with this last one.
So, Father, the room was over there.
It was put to you that you only visited 2 places with accused number 1, the one being accused number 3, my apologies, the one being Orange Street. You said that is not correct.
Uthe yena ingoba zibe mbini kuphela indawo okunamhlawumbe ukunakugcoba umntana. Uthe yena lokuqala abesikhatha kunjalo.
Akunjalo ngoba azikho mbini indawo esasiye kuzo.
I said it's not correct because it was not only 2 places that we went to look for the child.
It was also put to you that the other place was the grandmother's house.
Kwaye kuthiwe indawo nasakuyi abesikhona lapho uhlala khona umakhulu.
Ebethe yiDalmakis.
It was Dalmakis. He said it was Dalmakis.
Uthe yena Dalmakis.
The advocate said Dalmakis.
Oh, then I misheard. My apologies, my lord.
This is the decision that you could do the
Yeah, I have it as grandmother's house. Then it was wrongly interpreted because it wasn't heard correctly. So, did you visit the child's grandmother's house that evening?
Ingaba ngoba busuku 9 ngamakhulu le nto kwantoni.
Sasile endlini kamakhulu.
Yes, we went to the grandmother's house.
Do you recall where that was?
Ingaba usakhumbula uba le ndawo apho uhlala khona umakhulu indawo.
Ewe,
Yes.
Where was that?
Ufapho.
userestless way.
Restless way. Restless way, my lord.
And when Mr. Haramsa was putting the question, the version or instructions of accused number 1 to you, you only responded by saying, okay. So I would like for you to just give an indication what you meant with that, okay. Do you agree or don't you agree? All right. Thank you. Thank you, my lord. Then I don't have anything further. Thank you.
Mr. Sigler, certainly before I introduce you, your next witness will be Ms. Swarabo.
Constable Kobese, my lord.
And I think there is no objection in this case.
My lord, we have not, I have not seen him today. I have not had the opportunity to ask him about that. It would be Advocate Heron. It is, my lord. Thank you. Thank you, my lord.
Thank you, Mr. Delwater. Thank you for your testimony. You will be excused.
Fanele.
Enkosi.
You may call the next witness. Just check with your investigating officer so I can tell the media.
The witness would not like his face.
He would not like his face to be shown. Why not? Why not? No reason. Well, I will ask him, and you can just hold on for a while. I'll just check first.
My lord, the evidence of this witness will be read by my colleague, Mr. Rani. We will just swap around.
Certainly. Thank you, sir. You may go into the witness stand.
May I have the full
Chazela amagama nefana ngubani?
Ndinguluzuko Kobeza.
Lusuko Kobese, my lord.
I'm going to allow you to sit in a while, so we're not going to adjust those microphones now. Before I administer the oath, there's this one issue that I need to clear with you. We've asked the investigating officer to check with you whether you have any objection in having your face shown in the media. The setup in the court is such that there are no roaming cameras around, so you don't have to be concerned having a microphone and a camera put under your nose. If you look to my extreme right, it's all set up there. Your colleague that just completed his evidence, no objections. Is there any reason why you choose otherwise?
Namhlanje phambi kwakhe ndibe ndiyafungisa into ecacile into yoba ubizwe ke uye umcuphi wachaza ufuna uqonda ukuthi ngaba mhlawumbi nganengxaki na wena uba unikezele ubungqina ubona khona wonke wonke kubakho izithemba ezijikeleze ngaphandle kwezizapha ucazanozanolaba uthi ngathi wena walile ufuna uqonda ngaba mhlawumbi ikhona isizathu soba wale.
My Lord, kunjalo ndalile kuba ndisoyikisela ubomi bam nasekuhlaleni kuba kuzawuthwa ndingumntu okwicala labanye abantu.
Yes, my lord, I refused because I was scared of my safety from the community because they were perceived as someone who's siding with other people.
Are you still scared of that threat?
Sanolo now.
Ndisenoloyiko, my Lord.
I'm still scared.
Are you still working within the Saldanha Bay area?
Usasebenza kule area lapha?
Ewe kunjalo, my Lord.
Yes, I still work in the area, my lord.
Of course, you have no problem if your voice is transmitted. Because if your voice is transmitted, you won't have a problem with that.
Uthi ngesoze mina ngxaki ke nelizwe lakho. Xa uthetha.
Andinangxaki.
No, there won't be any problems, my lord.
Anything? Have a seat, Salon.
No problem.
Anything else? Mr. Anderson, do you have anything to say? Do you have any views? Listen to that. Just sit in the room. Right. So for now, I'm going to ask the cameras not to be facing the witness. It might change during the course of the evidence. I'm sure the evidence achieved will not be done by lunchtime. And maybe because he will not be under cross-examination, we can have a discussion with the prosecution team. I understand the concerns raised now. We don't have sufficient time to go into the details. So I'm going to place that ball for now. The audio please leave.
Okwangoku ke sizawucela bezindaba ke bathi sikuwe iikhamera zabo siqhubekeke kuba ndibona singagqiba ngawo namhlanje nangiqimba emini loo nto ithetha ukuthi bangabi mafuto zakhe bathi abantu bangabota phaa kuba igqiba siqale iikhamera zabo siyabona.
Ewe siyavana, my Lord.
I understand.
My registrar, I have asked you to attend to some other administrative stuff that we need to have done today in connection with this matter. So I will administer those with the help of myself. May you please stand, sir?
Phakame ke
You've already told me your full names.
amagama kwakhona nifana
Luzuko Kobese.
Lusuku Kobese.
Ndinguluzuko Kobeza.
Confirms, my lord.
Want to confirm the spelling correctly? L-U-Z-U-K-O. As
Igama L-U-Z-O-K-O, Z-U-K-O.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct, my lord.
And the surname is Kobese with a K. K-O-B-E-S-E.
Ukobese ke K-O-B-E-S-E.
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
That's correct, my lord.
Do you have any objection in taking the proof?
Ingaba ikhona ikhasa ngafuna mhlazwa?
Ayikho njalo.
No objection, my lord.
You will then swear the evidence that you will give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
We are-
Straight right hand and say so help me God.
Uyafunga ke konke okuzachaza mhlazwa inyani yodwa inyani kuphela. Sana sizokunenza phansi kumncede Thixo.
Ewe mhlekazi ndincede Thixo.
Witnesses sworn in, my lord.
Thank you. You may be seated, Mr.
Nothing
Corbett.
to add.
Make yourself comfortable. Just try and speak up as loud as you can. Although we have the amplifying system, the acoustics is not the best in the hall, so that everybody can hear you.
Uyawuphakamisa ke ukuthetha nalezi izinto ke ezivakaliswe ngesithetha ngayo, kodwa ke uyathanda ukubana ukuthetha abanye nabanye abantu bakuve siyabona.
Siyavana my lord.
Understand, sir?
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, my lord. Indebted to the court. My lord, for orientation, this is witness number 89 on the witness list, and for the benefit of my learned friends with defense, this is witness number 18. It's A187 of the docket.
A187, the reference to the text document, the affidavit will stand.
As the court pleases. Thank you, my lord. Mr. Kobese, firstly tell this honorable court, did you ever testify in a court before?
Ayizange ndatestify mhlekazi.
No, I never testified in court.
Well, welcome to the High Court.
Enkosi.
You can go back and tell your colleagues the first time was actually in a High Court.
Ndakwenza njalo my lord.
Okay, Mr. Kobese, all we're asking for you is listen carefully. We know you're a bit nervous. We just want you to listen carefully to the questions and answer to the best of your ability. Okay?
Ndiyaqonda nokuba mhlawumbi awukhululekanga kancinci kodwa ke ndiyawucela bamhleka zomuntu mamethiseka kuhle unikezele nonke impendulo nonke ezakwamkeleka siyabona.
Ewe siyavana my lord.
I understand so much.
Firstly, tell this honorable court, for how many years are you in the service?
Emapoliseni uneminyaka ingaphi?
Ndineminyaka elishumi.
10 years.
Where are you currently based?
Ngoku kwesi station.
Ndisebenza kwisikhululo samapolisa oMzantsi Afrika eSaldanha.
Saldanha SAPS, my lord.
Can you please tell the honorable court where did you start your service?
Khawuchazele inkundla ke umsebenzi wakho uqale phi?
Ndiqale apha eSaldanha njengo-constable.
I started here in Saldanha as a constable.
Very well. So all 10 years have been within this district.
Lilonke leminyaka ilishumi ilapha kule ngingqi.
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
That's correct, so.
Were you on duty on the 19th of February 2024?
The 19th of February 2024 again.
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
I was on duty.
And we've heard from the previous witness before you, that is Constable Gongota, that you were the driver in a vehicle in which he was the passenger. Is that correct?
Sibenkundleni ke phambi kwakho libechaza uConstable Gogota esithi ke passenger driver nemoto kunjalo?
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
Yes, that's correct.
What time did you assume duties on that day?
Ngale mini ke naqala ngabantu ukusebenza.
Kwakungentsimbi yesithandathu malanga.
We started 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
So you were night shift.
Seventh night shift.
Ewe kunjalo.
That's correct.
And what were your duties that evening?
Umsebenzini ngobusuku wawuqulathe ntoni?
Umsebenzi wethu kwakunceda uluntu jikelele nokunqanda ulwaphulomthetho.
Assisting community and fighting crime.
Visible policing, isn't that what it's called?
Island truck police is policing.
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
That is correct, yes.
Sorry, Mr. Blaus, I'm informed the Afrikaans interpretation is not flowing.
Ek is 'n polisie in die polisie mag vir 10 jaar. Ek begin in die district van Saldanha. Die 10 jaar diens is in Saldanha. Op die 19e van die tweede maand 2024 was ek in diens geweest van skof so begin 6 uur na skof.
Very well. Now, you received a certain call on that day from radio control regarding a missing person, is that correct?
Naf man kumyalezo ukuthi radio control umuntu lahlekileyo.
Kunjalo, my lord.
Op het er ook aan het hele bericht gekregen van iemand vermist oor de radio. Hij zei dat is recht. That's correct, my lord.
Please tell the Honorable Court about the events that followed.
Kan je het zeggen hoe dat je moet landen? Kan je voor de wat zo gevolgd? I was on duty on this day. It was on dienst.
Constable Bongota.
I was at service. I was posted with Constable Bongota. It was with Constable Bongota and dienst.
This is a patrols around Saldanha.
Whilst busy with the patrols around Saldanha, those who busy with the patrol in Saldanha area.
Saya safumana umbiko ovela kwi-charge office kuba kunomntana olahlekileyo eMiddelburg kwindawo yaseDryhoek.
We received a report from the charge office about the child who got lost. Onze toe bericht vanaf die aanklagkantoor dat de kind vermist was.
Ixesha xa ndikhumbula kakuhle kwakumayela nemizuzu engamashumi amabini emva kwentsimbi yethoba.
I think the time we can recall it was 9:20 at night. I said, "What did I say? Kontak oor 9 uur.
Sathi ke emva kokuba sifumene umyalelo lo senjalo ukuya kwindawo esifumene kuba masiye eMiddelburg kwindawo yaseDryhoek.
After we received the information as to where this complaint was coming from, Middelburg and Dryhoek, we went there. Nadat ons gevind en gesê was waar so hierdie berigsel van kom, was in Dryhoek en Middelburg ons is toe daarheen.
Lapho sadibana khona nenenekazi elalime ecaleni kwendlela lacela ukuthetha nathi namapolisa lazichaza njengomama olahlekelwe ngumntana.
That's when we met up with a lady next to a road who asked us to speak to the police. And she further told us that the child got lost. Dit is toe ons 'n dame in die pad ontmoet, wat gevra het om met die polisie te praat, en in die polisie berig dat sy haar kind vermis is.
Wazichaza ke ezibika igama lakhe esithi unguKelly Smith ulahlekelwe ngumntana onguJoslin Smith oneminyaka emithandathu.
She introduced herself as Kelly Smith, the mother of Joslin Smith, a 6-year-old daughter. Zeker toe kan gestel as Kelly Smith. Sy is die ma van die vermiste dochtertjie, Joslin Smith, 6 jaar oud.
Uqhubekekile ke wachaza esithi umntana ebemshiye endlini kunye nesinqandamathe sakhe.
She proceeded telling us that she left the house in the company of a boyfriend with the child in the company of a boyfriend at the house. Sy het verder gegeneem dat sy die kind in die sorg van haar kerel by die huis agtergelaat het.
Did she tell you what time that was?
Ingaba elokuba wamshiya ngabantlashi wamchazela wamshiya ngabantlashi.
Ixesha lakhe lokuya emsebenzini wathi nje kusekuseni akazange alichaze ngokucacile ixesha aphangele ngalo.
The time she went to work, she just said it was in the morning. She didn't give us specifics as to what time it was. The date was said for us said that Ulat gewerkt was in die oggend het gesê Ulat was.
But her report to you was that it was when she went to work.
Kodwa uthi report yakho mshiye lapho sephambili.
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
That's correct, my lord. It's rest that it can verlaat. Yes, it's correct. I left the child the morning when I was going to work. It can verlaat die oggend toe op pad werk toe was.
Yes, proceed.
Kom again.
Uqhubekekile ke echaza into yobana ngaba isizathu soba umntana angayi esikolweni ngaloo mini wayezingaziva kamnandi.
She continued that the reason for the child not going to school on that day, the child wasn't feeling well. Sy het toe voortgegaan en gesê die rede waarom die kind nie op skool was, hy daardie dag nie, want die kind was ongesteld, die kind was siek.
Emveni kwemizuzwana uba sithethile naye sifumene iinkcukacha zokungamfumani kwakho umntana siye sacela ukubona apho bahlala khona.
After we received the information as to the child got lost, then we asked for her to show us where they are residing. Nadat sy ons informasie gegee het in verband met die kind wat vermis was, het ons voor gevra om ons te wys waar hulle bly saam is.
When you were communicating with her, what language were you using?
Sasisebenza ulimi lesilungu.
We were using English, my lord. On the Engels opbrengt ons met die verligte communication.
The person Kelly Smith that you speak of, is she in court today?
Kelly Smith, can I look around?
Yes, please. You can stand up if you want. Sorry, my lord. Just for the record, my lord. As the court pleases.
It was not disputed that she, in fact, can't do. It's only on the circumstances, etc.
Indeed, my lord, that is in order. It's fine.
It's common cause that it's accused number 3, the lady sitting over there. That's the mother of the child that later complained.
I think it's what they wrote down. Aku mata makakane boleh boleh sebab yang gay loh.
Kunjalo mhlazana.
Yes, that's it.
And when you spoke with her, were you seated in your vehicle or did you alight from your vehicle and speak to her outside?
Jadi terakhir saya nahi, nesti wasikile mutweni yako, ukani tena wasikile mpaka mutweni.
Ebese caleni kwemoto yena ndingohlikanga.
She was standing next to the vehicle without me alighting the vehicle. So, toe hele gesels was die buite die voertuig binne die voertuig. Die getuie sê na die voertuig langs aan die voertuig gestaan waar ek sittend in die voertuig was.
Very well. And you said that she was going to show you where they resided. Is that correct?
Uthi ke ngokwathi yena uzalibonisa bahlala khona.
Kunjalo my lord.
That is correct, my lord.
Proceed.
Emveni koko siye samcela ke uba makangene emotweni ahambe kunye nathi kube ngumganyana nje okungephi okusuka kule ndawo esikuyo wasibonisa ke intyotyombe apho wahlala khona.
After that, we allowed her to get into the vehicle. We traveled not a long distance from where we were to where she was residing. Nadat het ons daar in voertuig gelaat, ons het toe vertrek, ons het 'n lang afstand van waar ons het gekry tot waar sy woonagtig is.
Now, before you proceed, I want to know how many incidents have you attended, not necessarily missing persons, but in all your 10 years of service, how many incidents would you say you report to or attend to a night?
Uthi ke andithike kwexala loba umntana sike mhlawumbi uyaphina sikhalazo umntana lahlekile kodwa ke izikhalazo mhlawumbi ngobusuku ziba ngaphi mhlawumbi nothi kuyobuza kunonikezela khona uncedo mhlawumbi ngobusuku
ziba ngaphezulu kweshumi elinesihlanu.
They become more than 15.
And And you've engaged with people that laid complaints, you've engaged with people, with members of the public, is that correct?
Wena ke uke ukuthetha nabantu sekuhlaleni uthethe nabo mhlawumbe nesikhalazo.
Ewe kunjalo msebenzi.
Yes, that is correct.
Please stem-
Ek sal kommunikeer met mense wat klag sal lê en mense in die gemeenskap wat hy sê ja.
At that stage, can you please describe to the Honorable Court what was Ms. Smith's demeanor? How did she appear to you?
Ngeke thuba ukuthetha ke nomyeni Miss Smith ingaba yena ibonakalo yakhe ebevela nje umuntu onjani. Toe iemand met Juffrou Smith gesels wat was haar voorkoms geweest?
Ngethuba sithetha naye wayengumntu othobekileyo ebonakalisa ukunikeza imininingwano elingeneyo nefanelekileyo ngokulahleka komntana kwakhe.
When she spoke to her, she was a calm person, explaining to her, giving us enough information about the child who got lost. To say met ons communiceer, kon sy met ons noukeurig praat vir ons informasie gee van die kind wat vermis was.
Very well, proceed.
Senjenjalo ke ukufika endlini yakhe sacela into makasivulele ngaphakathi sibone uba kukho umuntu nangenene nangenyaniso kwindlu abahlala kuyo.
Then we asked her to open the house for us to see if there is no one probably sleeping inside the house. Toen bij de huis aan de woning aankomen, dus wat gevraagd die woning open te maken, om zeker te maken dat niemand wat moet aan de slaap is.
Sangena sajonga ngaphakathi endlini kodwa asizange safumana mntu. Sacela ke into yobana ngaba makasibonise abantu abanabantwana abaqhele ukudlala nomntana wakhe.
We entered, looked around, didn't see any person in the house. Then we asked her to show us kids the kid would usually play with. Ons is toe binne in die huis in, rondgekyk, maar geen persoon gevind nie. Ons vra vir haar verder om ons te wys watter van die kinders sal haar in gewoonlik mee speel.
Senjenjalo ke ukuya kwizindlu ezikufutshane nekhaya elo likaKelly sabuza kumzi ongumakhelwane wakhe sadibana noRasta ekunye nomfazi wakhe sabuza ukuthi bakhange bambone na umntana lokuthi awulahlekile nguJoslin.
Then we went to the neighbors at the house which was occupied by the Rasta and his partner, and we asked us to haven't they seen Joslin, who's been reported missing. Ons is toe na die buren toe, en hy is wat toe betree was waar mense gebly het met die naam van Rasta en sy dame. Ons vra toe hulle oor Kelly wat vermis was.
Did Ms. Smith accompany you?
Ngeli xa ke nisiya ku Rasta lona kurumthina namatshe sakhe ngaba behamba nani kunantsika uMiss Smith?
Besisonke ngalo lonke eli xesha.
Yes, we were all together all this time. Ons was die hele tyd saam gewees.
Very well, proceed.
Uchazile ke uRasta sakube sikuzile into yoba umntana akhange ambone na uthi akakhange abone okanye abe nalwazi lamntana kuba wayephangele imini yonke ngalapini.
Rasta answered us by saying, I did not see the child during the day because I was at work the whole day. Die Rasta het vir ons geantwoord met die volgende woorde dat hy die kind gesien het en kon gesien het nie, want was die hele dag by sy werk.
Uphendulile umama enditulo ngunkosikazi kaRasta naye esithi ubegqibele ukubabona abantwana exesha ukuthi bedlala empini kunye nabanye abantwana.
The lady I was Rasta's partner. She answered by saying, she saw the child during the course of the day playing with the other kids. Die dame wat ek glo dit is Terras as 'n eegenoot op sy vrou, het toe gesê dat sy wel die kind gedurende die dag so gesien het, maar die kind in die geselskap van ander kinders was.
Emva kokuba uRasta kunye nomlingane wakhe besicacisele into yobana ngaba akhange bambone, uKelly Smith lo besihamba naye ungumama womntana olahlekileyo uye wanengcinga zo into yobana ngaba umntana ngelinye ixesha xa engakhange ebe khona ekhaya udla ngoya ku-anti wakhe ohlala kwistrato eseDeersville eRestless Way.
After Rasta and his partner told us about the baby, told us that she saw the child playing with the other kids and Rasta didn't know. Then the mother of the child, that is Kelly Smith, she said we should go where she would be at the auntie's place where she usually goes to. Na het Rasta en sy dame toe geantwoord het Kelly toe voorgesê dat ons moet gaan na haar auntie's huis waar Joslin gewoond sou gaan.
Simcelile ke umama womntana uba makakhwele kunye nathi ahambe nathi kwinqwelo mafutha siye kwindawo leyo asiyalele yona.
Then we asked the mother of the child to accompany us to the place which she mentioned.
Apha endleleni besinawo ukumane sidibana nabantu balapha kule area yaseDryhoek simane sibuza ngomntana olahlekile kodwa zange sifumane impendulo.
On our way, my Lord, in the road, we'd now and then ask from people walking around in the road as to would they know anything about the child who had lost, but none could assist us. Op pad waarin ons was, het ons met mense in die pad hulle vrae gevra oor 'n kind wat kon vermis was, maar niemand kon vir ons hulp gee nie.
Ekufikeni kwethu eRestless Way nangona ndingasayikhumbuli inambara yendlu sinqoqozeli savulelwa ngumama ate uKelly ku-anti wakhe.
When we arrived at the restless Way, even though I won't be able to recall now what the number of the house was, after we knocked, a lady known to be Kelly's aunt opened. Those who were address and the plek aankom in Restless Way ongelukkig kan ek nie die nommer onthou nie. Het 'n dame met wat ons aan ons goed bekend was as die auntie van Kelly het vir ons opgemaak nadat ons geklop het.
Proceed.
Simxelele ke uba sihamba kunye noKelly olahlekelwe ngumntana. Samcacisela ke sibuza into yobana akhange ambone na. Waphendula ngelithi umgqibele umntana ngesuku elidlulileyo wayebe esuka esikolweni emva koko zange aphinda ambone wayezinxibelile.
We explained to her the reason for our visit. We said that we are looking for a child who is missing, haven't seen the child. Her response, my Lord, was that she hadn't seen the child on that day, but only saw the child the previous day when the child was coming from school. On the gevra oor die kind wat vermis was. Sy sê toe dat sy nie die kind op die betrokke dag so gesien het nie, maar die vorige dag toe die kind van die skool af so gekom het.
Emveni koko siye sanomnqweno wokuba masibuze ke ngokumbuzo apha kuKelly lo ungumama womntana okokuba lo mntu athi sisinqandamathe sakhe belushiye nomntana ingaba singamfumana phi naye.
After that, my Lord, we became interested in asking Kelly about the boyfriend she mentioned she left the child with during the day. Where can we find the boyfriend? Nadat dit ons toe belang gestel vir Kelly vrae te vra oor die kerel wat sy gesê het dat sy die kind in sy geselskap so gelaat het die dag. Waar kan ons die persoon vind?
Uphendulile ke umama womntana wathi akamazi apho akhoyo ekunye nomntana lo into ayazi ukuba ebemshiye nomntana endlini.
The answer from Kelly that I don't know where they are. I left them together at the house. The antwoord van Kelly was geweest, ek sou nie, kan nie weet waar hulle is nie, maar ek het hulle te samenwees verlaat.
Zonke ezo nkcukacha besizibuza kuye bese-restless wave sathi ke ngenxa yesizathu sikacimicimi ubusoqalile phakathi kwentsimbi yeshumi uyotsho kwintsimbi yeshumi lesibili safumana ubunzima ukuba singasebenza.
During that time, asking questions about the whereabouts of the child, then load shedding stepped in. And then that made it difficult for us to proceed whatever we're supposed to do. Toen ons nog bezig was om met haar te praten over die vermiste kind, en die beurtkracht ingespring, en het het moeilijk voor ons geworden om verder onze werk te richten.
What do you mean by that?
Ixesha le-load shedding liye lasinika ubunzima xa kufuneka sikhangelile umnyama esitratweni akunazibane and awukwazi ukubona umntu ethe qelele kuthi.
The effect of load shedding was quite affecting us in this manner, my Lord, that it was dark. There are no street lights. And it's impossible to see a person from a distance. But ons probleem gegee met hierdie weerkrag is dat dit donker was. Daar is geen straatligte in die woonbuurt nie. En ons kon nie 'n persoon van afstand sien.
Does it affect in any way your communication with the station?
Ingaba iyakhala indlela communicating and station.
Iye ibe khona ukuphazamiseko kodwa sasikwazile ukuthetha nesitishi sethu.
Yes, there is some little bit of hiccups, but we could at least communicate with our station. There was a problem of Ian, maar ons kon communicate met onze polisie.
What did you then do?
Emveni koko siye sacela umama womntana lo unguKelly into ukuthatha amaphepha afanelekileyo wokubhala for umntana olahlekileyo.
Whilst at restless wave, my Lord, we made a request to Kelly, the mother of the missing child, for her to wait for us at the aunt's place in the restless wave, for us to go and fetch some documentation, which we will needed to record any information about the missing child. Toen ons nog daar was bij Kelly's aunt, sy het ons gevra om voor ons te wachten, der anders de plek waar ons moest naar de politiestatie as, om documenten te krijgen om aan te vullen voor de persoon wat vermist was.
Ngemvume yakhe uye washiyeka kodwa asiyekanga ukukhangela thina indoda esinothi siyibone endleleni ehamba nomntana esimfunayo ukuthi
She agreed, and then we left. We did not end up not asking questions anymore. Whenever we would meet with a man in the road with a child, ask about this missing child.
Is this on your way back to the police station?
Not just in the police station.
ewe kunjalo.
On our way back to the police station. Op pad terug naar de politiestatie om hierdie vorms te gaan halen. Het ons vernomen dan met een manspersoon in de pad gezien. Als die persoon in het gezelschap van de kind is, soms vragen van die kind van die vermiste kind.
Proceed.
Emva kwemizuzwana nje sifikile esitishini saqokelela yonke amaphepha efamba siyawasebenzisa xa kulahleke umntana sesathathelela kwakhona sangena endleleni sabuyela eDeersville.
After we arrived at the police station after a while, we gathered all the documentation to be used, and then we returned back to Dyersville. Nadat ons hierdie dokumentasie bymekaar gekry het, is ons terug Dyersville toe.
Proceed.
Siye sabuyela emva apho besishiye khona ke uKelly lo ngumama womntana olahlekileyo eRestless Wave.
We went back to the mother of the child at Restless Wave. Ons is terug na die ma van die vermiste kind in Restless Wave.
Yes.
Siye samcela ke bekuyimizuzwana nje engephi kuba umbane ubuye samcela uKelly into yobana basicela ukuphinde siyoqhubekeka nokukhangela umntana wakhe samthatha samsa eMiddelburg.
It was just a few minutes before load shedding would be over. That's when we requested to Kelly, can't we go back again and go and relook again for the child at Middelburg? Net 'n paar minute voordat die beurtdag so oor was, het ons 'n voorstel aan Kelly gemaak dat ons moet teruggaan Middelburg toe om verder ondersoek te stel oor die kind wat vermis was.
Yes.
Ekufikeni kwethu eMiddelburg siye sohlika emotweni sihamba kunye naye ke uKelly saya kwindlu le ilityotyombe abahlala kuyo.
Arrived at Middelburg. We went to the house in which they are residing, in which Kelly are residing.
Injongo yethu ibikuqokelela nokufumana isazisi somntana nakunye nefoto yakhe nakuba sizawukugcwalisa wonke amaphepha okulahleka komntana.
The reason for us visiting this house was because we wanted to get some documentation, a possible photo, in order for us to fill out the documentation in connection with the missing child. Die rede waarom ons terug is na die huis toe, is om uit te vind of enige papiere kon kry of 'n foto om hierdie vermiste persoon voor ons uit te vind.
Siye senza njalo ngokufika xa sifika apho uKelly ahlala khona sifike kukhona ityendyana lomfana elime ecaleni kwendlu leyo kaKelly bahlala kuyo.
We arrived at this place where Kelly is residing. Next to the house there was a young man standing. Ons by Kelly se huis aankom, was daar 'n jong man wat langs sy huis gestaan het.
Sisondeleke kuyo ndihamba kunye nogxalo wam uConstable Gongota sambuza imibuzo uba ubekwa yintoni phayana wathi ulinde umhlobo wakhe.
Me and Gogota went to him. We asked him as to what was he looking for, what was he looking for there. He said he was waiting for his friend. Ek en Gogota is toe na hom toe uit te vind wat die rede vir dat hy daar was. Hy sê toe hy was daar om gewag vir sy vriend.
Siye sayijolisa ke imibuzo kuye umfana lowo deske wavela nento bana ngaba ungunilo igama lakhe ungumhlobo lo kaBhuta ungumtata womntana olahlekileyo.
After asking questions from this gentleman, he introduced himself as Nilo. He was a friend to the father of the lost child. Nadat zo'n vraag gevraagd dat hij homself bekendgesteld als Nilo, de vriend van die pa van die vermiste kind.
Yes.
Khange sithathe imizuzu imingaphi ke sangena endlini wangena uKelly wayifumana ibhegi yomntana athe kuyo kuloo bhegi ikhona umazisi womntana kodwa into engekhoyo phana ifoto yomntana.
We entered the house. Then Kelly went to a bag which I believe belonged to the child. And then she got out a document from the child, from the bag, but unfortunately no photo was found. Ons is toe in huis waar Kelly die research gesoek het, sy toe weer sertifikaat, 'n dokument gekry van die kind. Ongelukkig was daar geen foto nie.
Yes.
Uchazile wathi akanayo ifoto ekhoyo endlini. Kodwa singayifumana komnye o-anti bakhe ose-Deersville from Aaron Street.
And then she said, I don't have a photo of the child at my house, but we may find one at my aunt's.
Aaron Street.
In Arrington. Aaron Street and Dyersville. Then she said to that, say die foto het nie, maar sy kan moontlik een kry by 'n auntie wat in Aaron Street woon in Dyersville.
My Lord, I'm not sure if the spelling of Aaron Street has been placed on record. I can't recall, but I think Thank you, my Lord. Proceed.
Go ahead, Deputy.
Kuthe kusenjalo ke singekaqhubekeki nokubhala saba nomdla wokubuza uNilo lona intoba umgqibeleli nomhlobo wakhe.
Before we filling out the forms, my Lord, we wanted to know from Nilo, when last did you see your friend? Hoe dat ons nog hier voor ons wat invul, het ons vir die nog gevra, wanneer laas het jy die vriend gesien?
Yes.
Impendulo yakhe Nilo uye wathi ubagqibele emini umganyanyana nje ophakathi kweDeersville neDryhoek ebona umhlobo wakhe lo ungutata womntana olahlekileyo uBhuta ekunye nomnye umhlobo wakhe ambiza ngoba nguStefano.
The answer from Nilo was that he saw them during the day, not a distance far from Dyersville, in the presence of his friend with the name of Stefano. Nilo said to it, sy vriend gedurende die dag gesien, nie 'n lang afstand vanaf Dyersville, in die geselskap van sy vriend met naam van Stefano.
Yes.
Emveni koko siqhubekile nokukhangela ke umntana sibuza ke apha kuKelly into bala ngaba yephi enye indawo esinokufumana khona kuye uBhuta.
After that, we proceeded looking for the child. Whilst doing that, we asked from Kelly, is there any way we can find Bhuta? Nadat ons toe gevra vir Kelly verder, waar kan ons vir Bhuta vind?
Ucacisile ke wathi ifamily yakhe.
She said, a place where we can go and look for him, it is where his parents reside. It is in Dyersville, in a street named Masdam. Sy sê toe Ons kan van gaan zoeken. Als ik alles woonachtig is, dan daar is gewoon met de administratie aan met Masdam.
Yes?
Emveni koko siye sacela ke uKelly ekunye noNilo sabacela into bakhwele kunye nathi sihambe ngenqolomafutha siye phaa eMasdam Street siyojonga.
Nadat het ons toe vir Kelly en Nilo saamgeneem Masdamstraat toe om te gaan kyk. After that, Kelly and Nilo went into the police vehicle, accompanied us to Masdam Road Street to go and look.
Ekufikeni kwethu eMasdam Street sikhonjisiwe indlu le besizisa kuyo.
Arriving in Masdam Street at the house which we are going to was pointed out to us. The is for 8 place in Masdam Straat.
Who pointed that out to you?
Nilo umuntu wayemazi.
Nilo was the person who pointed out the house. Er stond daar eens en het is Nilo.
Very well, proceed.
Siqhubekekile ke sofika emotweni sangena endlini sanqonqoza kumnyango ongaphambili kundlu enkulu.
We went inside the yard, knocked at the door at the big house in front.
Sivulelwe ke ngumuntu ongumama osivuleleyo oye wazichaza ngoba ungumama kaBhuta. Sabuza ukuba umgqibeleni noBhuta.
A lady opened for us, my lord, who said that she was Bhuta's mother. And then we wanted to know from her when last did she see Bhuta. A dame toe oopgemaak en dan sy voorstel as oorgestel as Bhuta se ma. Toe vra ons van wanneer laas het sy vir Bhuta gesien.
Uphendulile ke emva kwemibuzo sisambuza yona wathi umgqibeli kudala akangomuntu ahlala phayana. Sabuza ukuba leliphi igumbi lakhe lokulala wasikhombisa intyotyombe elingemva kulodlu.
She said to us, he doesn't stay there. She left, I haven't seen him in a long time. And then we wanted to know from her where does she sleep, or where does he sleep. Then she showed us a shack in which he would be sleeping in. Ons vra toe vir haar, wanneer sy van gesien, sy sê sy het hom lang as gesien. Ons vra toe vir haar, vir die ma waar en sy gewoonlik slaap. Sy het ons opslaan het gewys waar hy ook gewoonlik slaap.
Was that in the same yard?
Ewe kunjalo my lord.
In the same yard, yes my lord. Same yard.
Proceed.
Siqhubekekile ukujikela ngasemva sanqonqoza kulo elo tyotyombe besiyalelo kulo. Uvule inenekazi lithile ke liye sabuza into bana ngaba ukhona na uBhuta alikhange lifune ukuvula ngaphakathi lathi limgqibele uBhuta emini ungumuntu ongahlali pha ufika nje athatha ukutya aphume ahambe.
We went to the shack at the back. We knocked. A lady without opening answered from inside. After we asked from her when last did she see Bhuta, she said she saw him during that day. He just came to take food and he left. On the 2 o'clock in the dame, so that ze opgemaak het binne hierdie opslaan is, het van binne af geantwoord en gesê dat sy vir Bhuta gedurende dag gesien het. Hy het net daarheen gekom en kos gevat en is weg. Kos neem en is weg.
Yes?
Emva kokuba sifumene ke impendulo into bana ngaba uBhuta akekho pha saphinde sacela ke umama womntana lo uKelly kwakunye noNilo sathi masibuyele back apho besiqale khona kwindlu le bahlala kuyo uKelly eMiddelburg Drive.
After I received that information about Buta, that's when we decided we're going back to where Kelly is residing in Middelburg Drive.
Proceed.
Ekufikeni kwethu siye sahlika emotweni sacacisela umama womntana olahlekileyo into yobana ngabe sizawuqalisa ukubhala ngoku iinkcukacha zakhe kunye nezomntana malunga nokulahleka kwakhe.
On arrival, we explained to the mother of the lost child that now we're going to take the particulars of the mother and of the child that lost. Ons kom hier by die plek, het ons toevallig gesels aan die voltooi met die besonderhede van die vermiste kind en die besonderhede van die ma van die vermiste kind.
Sithe sisembindini wokubhala lo iinkcukacha zomntana olahlekileyo kwavela manenekazi athile athi ave intsholo phandle malunga nokulahleka komntana bathi bambonile umntana ehamba kunye nabanye ababini besiya kwicala langaseDeersville.
Whilst we were there, my Lord, before us writing, then two ladies appeared. They said they could hear about the commotion about the child who got lost. And then they said they saw the child in the company of people going in the direction of Deersville. Oh. My apologies, my Lord. Only children on their way to Deersville. Children alone on the way to Deersville. They saw them.
Yes.
Nenekazi elo belinikeza ezo nkcukacha alizange lifuna ukuzinikeza eza nkcukacha ezinjengobungqina loba belityelwa bona abantwana bedlala phandle besiya ngapha ngaseDeersville sayiyeka.
The lady who informed us about seeing the children playing, going in the direction of Deersville, refused to give us the details for us to record them down. Die dame wat vorige keer dat sy die kind so gesien het speel in die rigting van Deersville, het toe geweier om haar besonderhede vir ons te gee.
Kodwa kusenjalo ke sisebhizi sibhala iinkcukacha ezo. Unilo warhalela ukuthetha samnikeza ithuba loba makathethe. Utheke ukuthi unayo indawo ayicingayo apho sinokufumana khona utata womntana olahlekileyo lo ungubhuta eDeersville.
Whilst talking there, my Lord, in our company, then we realized that Nino wanted to say something. And then we asked him, and then he said he's got some idea as to where the father of the child might be in Deersville. En ons het toe uitgevind dat Nino iets wou sê. Nino iets wou sê, dat hom toe aangids, het ons gesê kan moontlik 'n idee weet waar die vader van die vermiste kind moontlik in Deersville sal wees.
Sithe senjalo sacela umama lo mntana uKelly kwakunye noNilo uba makasikhombisa loo ndawo le eDeersville. Saya ke sifikele kwesi strato xa sibona zafika inguTalmakis single apho ke ayikhombileyo Nilo wathi indlu engasemva inetyotyombe apho sinonkqonkqoza khona sifumane uba abantu bakhona na.
After that, my Lord, we proceeded to Deersville. Arriving at the Deersville area, then we went into a street with the name of Talmakis Single. Nino het toe vir ons 'n huis uitgewys waar ons in agterplaas kon geklop het Opslaget. Arrival at Joslin, my lord, we went into a street with the name of Dalmakis, and then Nino pointed out the house with the shack at the back, where they could have knocked.
Did you say Dalmakis Single?
Dalmakis Single, that's what he said.
So in English it will be Dalmakis Circle.
Dalmakis Circle.
Or is it Dalmakis Street?
Circle. Thank you for the correction, my lord.
So it's Circle.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's Dalmakis single.
Dalmakis Circle.
Thank you, my lord.
Yeah, if it's a full circle, it's called a single. If it's a half circle, it's called a crescent. But in Afrikaans, it will still be called a single, even though it's a crescent. So that's why I want to check with the You see, that is my understanding. I know your question. But if it's a full circle, it's a circle. If it's a half circle, it's a crescent. That's my experience of streets. But let's accept the witness. He described it as a symbol. It might be irrelevant at the end of the day. The only reason I think the time is because we continuously be referring to Dalmakis Street. Might not even be of importance, but I want to record it to take it.
Thank you, my lord. Mr. Professor, can you please tell me who was with you when you arrived at Dalmakis Circle?
Ngela xesha nifika pha eDalmakis Circle ingaba kunye nabani?
Ndakunye nogxa wam uConstable Gongota, uNilo kunye nomama womntana uKelly.
I was with Constable Gongota, my colleague, and the mother of Miss Child and Nilo.
What happened when you got there?
Kwenzeke ntoni kufikeni kwenu phayana?
Sinkonkozile kwindlu enkulu ngaphambili kodwa kwakumnyama sizangasavulelwa. uNilo wathi masijikele ngasemva ikhona ihoki ekhoyo sajikela ekuneneni. Kulapho saye safumana khona ke ubhuda lo ungutata womntwana.
We knocked at the house in front with no answer because it was dark. That's when Nilo said you must go to the back and knock on the shack which was there. That's where we found Buddha, the father of the missing child. Ons het geklop aan die huisvoor. Ongelukkig was daar geen antwoord want dit was donker. Nilo stel voor dat ons moet agter toe gaan na 'n hokkie wat agter in die jaar was. Geklop en toe die vader van die kind Buddha daar gevind.
What was Buddha doing?
Ek wist dan Buddha moes man in win.
Ukujikela kwam emva kwendlu leyo kule hoki babekuyo wayengumuntu owayengathi ufuna uphuma apha eyadini.
When I went to where he was at the back of the yard in the shack, he appeared to as someone was coming out of the shack. Toe ek omgaan na die hokkie waar in agterplaas van die hut was, het het voorkom asof hy die hokkie wil verlaat.
Yes? What happened?
Siqhubekekile ke simbuza imibuzo malunga nomntana uJoslin lo ebeshiywe naye emini.
We proceeded asking him about Joslin, the missing child, who was left with him during the day. Wanneer toen gevraagd wordt die vermiste kind, Joslin, wat gedurende de dag in zijn gezelschap gelaten was.
What did he say?
Why was he there?
Impendulo yakhe yaba ukuthi umgqibele umntana edlala kunye nabantwana kufuphi apho bahlala khona eMiddle Post Drive.
He said, my Lord, that he last saw the child playing during the day, not far from where they were residing, in Middle Post Drive. Hij zei, toen je die kind verlaat gezien, toen die kind nog gespeeld heeft met die andere kinders, niet ver van waar hulle gewoon achter was nie, in Middle Post Drive.
Ngethuba ke umntana wayedlala ngaphandle, impendulo kaBhuta waqhubeka esithi umntana oxebe yena wayehleli apho bahlala khona kunye noKelly nabahlobo bakhe onguStefano kunye nomnye ongumngane wakhe olindenekazi elinguRensia.
Then he said, my Lord, whilst the kids were playing outside, he was inside the house with his friend with the name of Stefano and a lady friend with the name of Renchia.
I don't know whether I heard you correctly. Whilst the child was playing outside, he was inside with, did you say the lady of Stefano?
A friend with the name of Stefano and a lady friend with the name of Renchia. Hy sê hy was in 'n geselskap van 'n vriend met die naam van Stefano en 'n dames met die naam van Renchia, toe die kinders buite gespeel het.
Proceed.
Ungaqhubekeka.
Uthe ke babezonwabele bezitshayela nje izidakamizwa xeshukweni umntana lo unguJoslin ecelwa nguRensia uba makayojonga omnye wabantwana bakhe abaoleleyo endlini yakhe.
He said, whilst we were there enjoying ourselves smoking drugs, Renchia, was the lady friend of mine, asked Joslin to go and look at the child who was asleep. One of the children was asleep. He said that the was toelige besig was daar in hetzelfde gebied, weerens gerook. Sy vriendin met naam van Renchia vra toe vir Joslin om te gaan kyk na 'n kind van haar wat geslaap het.
Proceed.
Emveni koko uthe ke umntana umgqibele ngoko nangona ebengasakhumbuli ke ixesha uba yayingubani.
He said further that that's the last time he saw the child, although he can't recall as to what time it was. Hy said toe dit was die laaste keer wat hy die kind gesien het, alhoewel hy nie kan onthou hoe laat dit was nie.
Was there ever any interaction or communication between Ms. Smith and Bhuta?
Ngeli xesha liphayana ingaba ukhona intethethwano phakathi koBhuta noMiss Smith ngelaa xesha.
Impendulo yakhe ewe lwalukhona ukudibana nokuvuyelana kuba bebonana.
Yes, there was them being happy for seeing each other.
Just go slowly there, please. I want to know, I want this to be in very great detail. So go slowly.
Uzoyichaza ke ngendlela exotshayo ukuba sifumane ngeyona ndlela indlela eyiyo sevan.
Ewe kunjalo manje.
Understand so?
please take the Honourable Court step by step how this happened?
Khawuchazele inkundla ukuba yenzeke njani loo nto leyo.
Nethuba sifika eTalmakis
When we arrived at Talmakis,
sikunye noKelly umama womntana olahlekileyo,
in the presence of Kelly, the mother of the missing child,
siye safika sabona ubhuta ekule mkhukhu efuna uphuma kuwo.
then we saw Buta in the shack where he was coming out from.
Proceed.
Phambi kwemibuzo esasiye sayibuza ubhuta, ndaye ndaqaphela into yobana ngabe uKelly lo ngumama womntana inyembezi uzibambe ngenkophe enemivuyo nogcobo kuba ebona isinqandamatha sakhe.
When we asked Buta questions about the child, we could see Kelly's eyes were a little bit full of tears, appearing she was happy to see her lover.
Did Ms. Smith ask Buta about Joslin?
Ingaba yena uKelly ubuze na uButa malunga noJoslin?
Azange abuze kwanto edibene nomntana, my lord.
She never posed any question in connection with the child.
What did she say to you?
Wathini yena kuye?
What did Ms. Smith say to Buta?
Wathini yena uSmith uButa?
Emva koba bebonene uKelly Smith uye watshintsha isitori sakhe ke ngosekesithi ebeke wabonana nesinqandamathe sakhe emini ngexesha lelunch ebuyele endlini.
After she saw him, Kelly Smith gave us a story, or she explained to us that she saw a lover at lunch when she went home. When she went home, she saw a lover during the day.
Was this different from what you were told earlier?
Ingaba kuyohlukile kwinto ebichazwe ekuqaleni? Bebethethayo?
Kwiinkcukacha abesinike zona ekuqaleni akhange ayicacise into yoba ebekhona ekhayeni ngela xesha lasemini.
To what she told and explained to us, my Lord, she did not mention that she went and she saw her lover during the day. Sy het ons gesê dat sy die dag haar kerels so gesien het.
What else did she say?
Ingcaciso yakhe nesizathu soba abuyele endlini ebekuthe kuthi uKelly lo ngumama womntana ebecinga into yobana ngabe kunegesi irhasi ebekufanele into yoba iye yawugcwaliswa ebefuna ujonga into yobana ngabe isiqandamathe sakhe siyenzile naloo nto.
The reason she told us as to why she went to the house, she wanted to see and find out if her boyfriend did fill up the gas. Die rede waarom sy toe is, toe sy sê sy wil gaan vind dit of haar kerel die gas vol gemaak het.
And all of this was being said to you at Talmakis Street.
Yonke lento ithethwa by Talmakis Street.
Ewe kunjalo, my lord.
That's correct, my Lord. Talmakis Circle.
In all of your previous engagement with Ms. Smith, this was never said to you?
Ekuqaleni ngeli xesha ke ninothethisana nento okwenza noMrs Smith kanti ichazwe le.
ibiqala uvela ngose sifana sikunye nobhuta.
This only became known for the first time when we were there in the presence of Buddha.
Was there any other conversation? Was there any other communication between Ms. Smith and Buddha at Talmakis?
Ingaba bekhona ingxoxo phakathi koBuddha noMrs Smith eTalmakis.
Incoko abebenayo yeba imizuzwana nje endingena uqaphela ke into barangabe babethetha ngantoni kuba bebethetha ngeAfrikaans.
The conversation between was for quite a short period, my lord. I won't be able to make out what the conversation was all about because they were communicating in Afrikaans. As ek gesprek tussen Buddha en juffrou Smith vir 'n kort tydjie. Ek kon nie uitmaak oor wat die gesprek sou was nie, want hulle het gecommuniseer in Afrikaans.
What were your observations about Buddha at this time?
Ngele xesha wena ku Buddha uqaphela nje umuntu njani?
Wabonisa ukudineka imibuzo simbuza yona singamapolisa.
He appeared to be not giving cooperation in as far as our questions are concerned to police.
Why do you say that?
Kutheni sithi?
Eleko basimbuza umbuzo ufuna kaba simombile sizame ngandlela zonke into ba makaphendule lento siyifunayo.
Every question we asked him, we have to ask him more than once in order for him to give us an answer. Ons probleem gegee want hy het voorkom of hy nie bereid was om ons te antwoord nie. Want elke keer as ons vra moet ons seker maak dat ek ons antwoord kan gee.
In what language did you communicate with Buddha?
Besebenzisa English, my lord.
We were using English, my lord. And also break once we put our communicate.
And in what language did he respond to you?
English, my lord.
His answers would also be in English, my lord. Sy antwoorde sal ook in Engels wees, aangesien ons in Engels kommunikeer.
Did anything else happen at Talmakis?
Ayaboko, my lord.
No, my lord. Nothing. That's alles gebeur in Talmakis.
I take it after this you then proceeded back to Ms. Smith's house.
That's correct, my lord. Ons het toe beweeg na Juffrou Smith se huis toe vandag.
As the court pleases, my lord, perhaps this would be an appropriate time to stop.
It's good so we'll take the longer journey now to just